to the Gamegasm podcast. We put the O in radio. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. My name is Jeremy.
Superhero like Lou Ferrigno, it's O'Brien.
I'm not even going to ask.
Nope, not even doing it, but I'm still Andrew.
And welcome to the Gamegasm podcast. We have an inciting show, an exciting all at the same time. We have an exciting show.
Is it more exciting than normal?
It's inciting.
Exciting?
Yeah.
It's exciting?
I'm trying to put the two together. It's not working.
No.
We have an exciting show.
We always have an exciting show, motherfucker.
Yeah. We have an excitinger show.
True.
It's the
that actually makes sense.
excitingest we've done.
Exciting show.
We have our first guest.
We do. You guys know my brother's in town. And we thought it would be interesting to bring him in on the main topic because we talk about it all the time. We are retro gamers at heart.
We're old is what we're trying to say there.
And we make fun of the generation that is current, which is Michael's generation. So
Yeah.
he is here to be the voice of the voiceless on our podcast.
Voice of the voiceless. Fucking Raising Against the Machine over here. He's gonna lend his flag.
So we're going to bring him in on the main topic. And until then, you are nobody to us.
Yep.
In fairness, you're not anybody to us then either.
But you happen to be like a person. That's all I've got you're here.
Children are property, Andrew.
Well, that's true. So you're property, so have fun with that.
Anyway. So let's just get it right off the fucking start. We ran long last time. So we're going to try to cut this one a little short. Not short, but
it was
good
cut
time.
this one normal.
Yeah.
The sack was so swollen.
It was so full.
Had to be drained.
We had to blow the sack. Anyway, let's get into that mailbag.
Speaking of sacks,
yeah.
so I got one from High Tech because I don't remember if it would be
High-Tech.
Well, it could be High Tech Snake, High Tech Ghost. He tried to tell me one time.
High Tech Snake VO1, I think, is
It's
his
too-
official thing.
He
too
just says
fucking-
call him high tech.
Okay, so now it's just High Tech.
Just high tech.
Stop being so complicated.
You're like a woman.
I know. I gotta tell you, man. Seriously. Okay. Iconic stealth game. When you think about iconic stealth game, what's the first one you're thinking of?
I know this is not really stealth, but the first thing that came to my mind was Metal Gear Solid.
See, mine would actually be Metal Gear, but it'd be Metal Gear 1 on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because that's the first game I ever remember having to dodge people.
Yeah. I just remember like Metal Gear Solid crawling under the tanks and shit, hiding from people. You had the cigarettes to find the lasers.
See, for me, it was Thief, and I didn't play a lot of the original Thief, but that was like one of the first games. I mean, I played stealthy in some games, like some of the old, like Baldur's Gate, we played a, stealthy character here and there, but like the first game that I played that was 100% essentially stealth, being sneaky and shit, was Thief for, like, was it PS2?
I think it was.
Yeah, PS2.
So favorite stealth game was his follow-up to that.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
See, the thing is,
It's harder. I'm gonna have to go to Elder Scrolls.
See, I don't count that as a stealth game, even if
It's
you're
not a
playing
stealth game,
I'm trying to think of a stealth game that I played where I actually thought, like... Because here's the thing about a lot of the stealth games. I find them when they're purely stealth... Like, okay, take Hitman, for example. Maybe not a purely stealth game,
Got it.
but I kind of think that is a stealth game because if you make one wrong error where somebody sees you, you fucking die. I find
Manhunt.
Okay, Manhunt, that's a good game.
Got it.
A lot of times they might be tedious.
Yeah.
I will say, like, for me, and I know Mike wants to get in on this, but for me, there were missions that were stealth, but this was not a stealth game, but like one of the first games I remember actually having to be quiet as opposed to run and gun was like GoldenEye 64. I know. I mean, it wasn't a stealth game. I know it's not a stealth game.
Yeah, I see what you're saying,
But like
though.
doing some like
You could just run in balls out because you would fucking die.
and especially when you're doing like the achievements, like 007 mode, facility in 205.
I never beat that. I never got the vulnerability or whatever.
I got close, but a friend of mine actually had to beat it for me for
Yeah.
it. But like you couldn't. There you could either go stealth or you could go run and gun. So
Yeah.
None of you guys have mentioned Splinter Cell at all. Splinter Cell is
That's a good
one of the biggest stealth games that
Yeah, that's
pretty
a
much
good
ever
one.
came out.
I never thought about that one.
So
I never played a lot of Splinter Cells. I know they were like I worked at GameStop whenever Splinter Cells were really big, and I just kind of never got around to playing it because I was playing other games.
See,
But-
that's this generation. Splinter Cell never entered my brain, not one time.
But as soon as you said, I know exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but I think of like the multiplayer of it. It makes me feel more like multiplayer Splinter Cell is more like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or SOCOM.
A lot of those games
Because
are.
SOCOM's the same thing. It's Splinter Cell in a lot of ways. I don't know if you ever played SOCOM. But it's the same principle. But I always think of the multiplayer what really matters. I don't think of it as... I think of it as a shooter, not a stealth game. Stealth game to me is Thief. A game that... well, you could say Assassin's Creed, but the problem is there aren't that many really straight-up stealth games anymore.
Yeah.
You
And the
have to
ones that
intersperse
are
them.
very niche and they're specific, like Thief, that you go, stealth, thief.
and I will say and I think a little bit the reason you don't see them as much anymore, they can be a little tedious. I mean, like, I enjoy it. I think
That's what I'm saying with Hitman. I want to kill myself because I get that I need to be sneaky, but if I have to really be sneaky the whole way, I don't want to play the whole game as an underpowered pussy.
Right.
I don't play video games to feel like I'm a bitch.
Right.
I have real life to feel that way.
That's true.
And it's often.
Yeah, I know.
All the time.
No, I go back to Elder Scrolls because I liked playing stealthy characters in Elder Scrolls, and that's my most fond memories of being in stealth, even though it's not a specific stealth game.
Okay. Well, thanks, High Tech. That was very solid.
Darren?
Yeah. Yeah, I think his real name's Darren. I'm just going to call you that from now on. You can send me whatever your nickname should be. I don't give a shit. Zach. He gave a name, but he actually gave his real name, and he's from Michigan. Hitting the localities.
Zach
I love
from
that.
Michigan.
Zach
This
from
is
Michigan.
a Zach man.
I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if he's from like the UP. I don't know where he's at. But get more specific next time. Give me your area code and maybe even some GPS coordinates.
Give me your
Zach.
address, and we'll...
Social security number?
We'll
urine
meet-
sample?
We could cyber Zach. Just letting that out there.
Whoa.
This is from
What's
the
his
left.
age? Before we get into
That's
that.
something else you should include in that.
That's two dudes. They're not going to care. They don't care if it's a dude and a chick.
I guess you're right.
I mean, because if it's a chick and a dude, they're like, oh, that dude's like 13.
He got
High
lucky.
five.
High five.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking paradox. He's just from the left side of his sack. Favorite interface. MMOs, kind of like WoW. Like MOBA interfaces, like a la Smite. Or like a FPS interface, like Call of Duty. What do you think is, I guess, maybe your favorite and the most well done?
As an interface like UI?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. I would, off the bat, say FPS.
Probably.
And I know that's weird because we're not the FPS crowd.
No,
That's not fair. We don't like the later Call of Duties. I think we all played a absolute metric fuck ton of shooters.
Yeah, I think the FPS has more information on it. And that's why I picked it. Plus, when you play MMOs, you're changing the UI anyway.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Whenever you said the question, my thought was, okay, you can't play WoW or insert, MOBA here or MMO here without changing your UI and the add-ons.
form.
And you're going to change it to where it takes away from the experience of the game and it becomes more numerical, more information. You're gonna clutter the beauty that is the game. You're gonna clutter that with, and rightfully so, we all do it. And I'm not saying it's bad, but that's just what you're going to do. So that right there, I think that kicks.
And that's a good point because I was thinking to myself, as soon as you said that, I was like when we play WoW, how many times do we ever really have just a regular interface?
It was
back
terrible.
in vanilla before I really knew that you could get add-ons, yeah. But
That's
that's
it.
Like,
Other than that,
we're
it was
playing
like,
ESO, and with the game's been out like a week or two or whatever.
I had
and,
add-ons day 2,
yeah.
I think about the HUD, it's a pure experience.
Yeah.
It tells you relevant information, nothing more, and it really doesn't detract much from the game itself. And not to knock MOBA, because we're both kind of ignoring MOBA. A MOBA really is, a lot of ways, just like an MMO interface.
Well, the thing about it
your
is
powers, and then the scores, which is kind of replacing other things that you see in an MMO. It's really the same principle.
the thing about an MMO or a MOBA is that if you didn't have that UI, you could still play it because you remember, okay, my buttons, these buttons do that. It becomes muscle memory.
Yeah.
With an FPS, as soon as you try to play hardcore, like in Call of Duty or something,
gotta
and that
practice
HUD's
that
gone,
shit.
you're like, oh fuck, I don't have any information. How many bullets have I shot? Where's the map? I need the mini map. You don't have that. So I think it's the most important UI out of the 3.
I completely agree.
Easily enough. That's a good question, Zach.
Yeah, that was fun.
You got us to pick a genre which we don't normally pick. So
Fair
it's
enough.
kind of like devil's advocate in a way.
Okay, now it's Jared. Jared wasn't aware that Tab sent your emails, so he's another one of those lucky
Did
few.
he send another blank email?
Sent a blank email. He's like, fuck me, I sent a blank email. I'm like,
Is it Jared Leto?
it's not. If it was, I wouldn't answer this fuck question and go back to Mars, douche.
Whoa.
I don't care. You and Claire Danes can both eat a dick.
Would pay.
10 out of 10 would bang.
10 out of 10 would bang. So he said, does a game lose value if it doesn't have replay? And he wants to preface if the game is like really, really good. And his example is Dishonored. He really liked Dishonored. He thought it had an awesome gameplay, but you're not going to play it again.
No.
So there's a game that does not have replay value. Does it really detract from the game?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's something to be said about an original story and experiencing it the first time, but if it's that good, you don't mind experiencing it a second time. Just like reading a good book. You can go back and read a good book or watch a good movie a second time, but replayability, some of my favorite memories of playing games were playing through them once. That Baldur's Gate game on PlayStation or whatever it was.
Oh, the
Dark Alliance.
Dark Alliance.
That's
you
a
could
great
play
game.
through that game 5, 6, 7 times, and it was still fun because you were still getting better and better and better. You're doing the same shit, but it was still exciting.
I will say my perspective on this question is a little bit with expectations. If I have the expectation that a game is that if I think in my mind, and whether it's not, and whether it's an expectation that I read online or hear from friends, or just that I've created on my own, if I have the expectation is, okay, I'm playing an Elder Scrolls game, the replay value is going to be very, very high there.
Sure.
So, but if they make a new Elder Scrolls 6 or whatever that doesn't have high replay value, then I'm going to be very, very disappointed. And that's going to hurt. But if I go into an RPG that has got a great storyline and in a great environment and keeps me immersed for the entire thing, but is very linear, very not side questy. If I go in expecting that this is going to be a great story, start to finish, and I'm going to enjoy my time with it, regardless of how many hours I get out of it, it may be 8, it may be 40, as long as I enjoy that experience and know that is going to be the experience that I plan on getting, then I'm not that bad.
Yeah, to tag along with that, I just look at some of the games that me and Andrew, not say we repeat ad nauseum, you probably will say we do, and we possibly do, Final Fantasy 2. Final Fantasy 3. Yeah. Those are games that are not all that replayable, unless you're...
Final Fantasy 3, I think, is
if
more
you're just
than
going for secrets, but in reality, you should have done it the first time, and you're going to spend 60 hours.
Yeah, of course.
If you put 60, 80 hours, then you shouldn't have extra in there. But the point is, with those games, I feel they were amazing. They're some of the best times ever playing video games, remembering all those kind of RPGs. But for replayability, my number one game that I probably play now are just strategy games.
Yeah.
And I look for replayability. I'm not, like Civ right now I have a little over 600 hours in. There's no way I'm getting 600 hours in a game. I know.
Like South Park or something like that.
Yeah, I can't get 600 hours a game. Now, granted, part of it's because I need to be with every single country, and a lot of it may be somewhat repetitive because I'm an achievement hoard regardless of what system I'm doing. However, replayability is really, really huge to me in everything, honestly, except probably RPGs.
See, I kind of ignored strategy games, MOBAs, MMOs because those are known. I mean,
those are what they're designed for. Yeah,
you know you're going to get replayability.
But there are strategy games that you're going to win one way, and everything else is tedious. Right. There are games out there that are great that first time, that first experience, and then you have to repeat the exact same fucking strategy, or you're not going to win.
Right.
There are games that are RPGs are like strategy are like that RPG where I beat it this one way. And high fives, now I'm going to do it the exact same fucking way every time, or I'm not going to win.
And no spoilers because you haven't played the South Park game, but the South Park game does kind of get that way. There's the best weapon, the best thing to have, the best route to take, that kind of stuff.
And not to tag him in where he may not want to be in here, but I think that might be a good question for you. I mean, does replay value, is that something that you think you or your generation of gamers is more focused on? You want to play a game for hundreds of hours opposed to having 8 or 10 great hours?
Can I go in between? Because I played Call of Duty 4, the first one, 60 hours. I played the shit out of that game. The story mode in that was great. Then something like Command & Conquer. Yeah, I only played 20 hours.
Right.
It varies when I play.
So for you, it depends more on how well you enjoy the game rather than how much you can get out of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. I figured that would be the response of this generation. You want to, I like this. I want to play it more.
It's all about the experience.
Yeah. Less about the nostalgia and I want to find every little bit about this game out and more about
being immersed in that moment. Kind of like the whole, I can't watch a movie without fucking with my phone. I can't do this because I have to be constantly engaged.
Right.
It's more about just the generality of, the general being of having fun as opposed to having fun, but having the part of the fun being the detail and that kind of stuff. It's like, hey, I'm having fun right now. Let's play this game.
Right. Well, and this is a complete. We're just gonna go right into the main topic. Why not?
Yes.
Because we're already talking about him. He's already answering questions. So we played Rainbow Six Vegas 2. We played a ton of that game. He has I don't even remember. It's like a prestige system kinda. But it's like a veteran rank 18 or some shit like that. And I played a shit ton of that game, and I'm only rank 1. So I think he and my dad prefer to just repeat the same shit over and over just because they enjoy it. And,
not speaking for you, but I was you look at the kids today, and this is like a Smite or any of these games, people tend to now play one game.
Right.
I play one game. And I just fuck that thing in submission.
Yeah.
I occasionally maybe play and go different forays. I'm going to burn out one game. Whereas when we were younger, we were playing lots and lots and lots of games. There was never really one game.
And I still do that.
Yeah, and I will say though, and I think, and like I said, I'm not trying. I think we're going to say this a lot this episode. We're not trying to speak for you, Michael, but in a way we kind of are. In the fact that I think that being the games we're talking about, Smite or Call of Duty, are competitive games. And once you decide that you're good at these games, or once you get good at these games, you want to keep playing the same game to continue your being good. Because if you're great at Call of Duty, maybe that doesn't translate to Vegas. Maybe if you're good at Smite, maybe that doesn't translate to LoL. Or maybe you're good at MOBAs and that doesn't translate to FPS. So I think the way I perceive it as is you're good at one game and you focus that game so that whenever the next iteration or the next type of game comes out in that respect, you're still have your skill level intact as opposed to having learned something from the ground up. Am I close at all?
No, you're making sense to me.
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense because what I do is I'll play the next Call of Duty. I'll get it. It'll be fun. I'll get to Prestige 10. I won't play it for like at least 3 months or so because I'm burnt out on it. I'll play something else that's in my like library or something, and then I'll come
randomly. You pick it back up again.
Yeah, I'll come back to it, and it'll be just as great as when I first bought it.
Now, I just have a question. Just came up because he was talking about that. You'd never played Smite before.
No.
And you don't have a computer that's good enough to play Smite, whatever the reason is. But you got here and you were like, yeah, I want you to show me Smite. I want to learn Smite. Yep. And you actually kind of got addicted to it. What drew you to that and made you want to play that versus your normal first-person shooter type stuff?
I don't know. I guess watching you play it a lot,
yeah,
I guess, influenced me a lot to play it.
Just you guys watched a lot of the tournament, too, having no clue anything about it.
Exactly, yeah. But no, it just seemed like a fun game, and I figured I'd try it, and now I'm fucking hooked on it.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Yes, it did. And I had a question. Not to cut you off if you had something over
there. No, I'll tie back in a second. You're good.
To kind of go the whole Call of Duty thing, and this isn't me shitting on Call of Duty. This is whenever. I mean, this actually isn't. I have to preface this with not. Whenever the new Call of Duty comes out, whatever it is, Call of Duty Ghosts or Black Ops or Modern Warfare, whatever iteration or some new they decided to, is that something that you're excited about? Like, do you like whenever you're done with what's Modern Warfare 2? Is that Ghost right now? Ghost is the one right now. Shows you
it was like 3 years ago.
Well, I was thinking the fuck. I don't even care. I'm not even trying to justify it. Fuck Call of Duty. But like, whenever the new Call of Duty comes out, do you just go, oh fuck yes, new Call of Duty, or do you go, I'm buying this because everybody's going to buy it and it's going to be $60? I mean, is there a level of excitement to the new game, or is it just you feel more habitually you have to buy it?
There's a certain level of excitement. E3 is when I kind of start paying attention to the new Call of Duty, looking at how it's going to be made, see if it's going to be any different than the others. I kind of look for the difference because I want it to change. It's so repetitive right now to where it gets boring in the first month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think mainly it's about the next Call of Duty's coming out. I'm going to buy it. I've already decided that 3 years ago. I'm going to buy this every year. Just like Madden. You know, it's one of those games, and I think that you get trained in that. I don't know. I mean,
well, like, to tie back to Smite, and you're saying, like, what drew you into Smite? In all fairness, I like Smite.
Yeah.
It's not a lot different between Smite and Call of Duty in the sense of a MOBA really is a first-person shooter with magic. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So
well,
the difference,
Smite is at least.
Yeah, Smite is a first-person shooter in a third-person view. It's like Gears of War.
Right.
So I would think for you, it's really not all that much different. Wow, it's a competitive game where instead of shooting people, I'm shooting them with a hammer.
Right. Mm-hmm. It takes a lot more.
There's a lot. I'm not saying there's not other things, but at its core, it is an FPS.
No, I was just gonna add to what you're saying,
Yeah.
not argue with it. It takes less skill, more teamwork at first.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, because when you get into a game, you're like, what the fuck are these people doing? I want to talk to them. I want to tell them what they're doing wrong. And you can't necessarily do that. Where in a Call of Duty, you're like, hey, faggot, come over here. You know, you're like,
no, yeah,
red team, go.
I've seen that in MOBAs too.
Yeah. Well, true.
Uninstall,
but not in voice, you know.
Uninstall new.
Well, then also in like a Call of Duty type game, you're able to, in a way, if you're carrying a game with gigantic quotes there, if you're carrying a game and you got 20 kills, 5 deaths, you may not, you may have somebody on your team who's 1 in 7 or whatever, and you may be shitty with them, but you're usually not going to call them out in the same way.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Well, I mean, you're going to call them out, but it's not going to make necessarily as big of an impact as, like, if you have a 1 in 7 person in Smite, that's 1/5 of your team as opposed to being 1/10 or 1/15 of your team.
Well, but if you play Search and Destroy,
something like that,
especially competitively, it's 5v5.
We rarely played, because me, Michael, JJ, and your dad, sometimes even poor Dave, or whoever we get, or Dan, Big Dan.
Dave put it in my buttson.
Cream in my buttson. We played a lot, and quite often, we never played kill match. We always played
No, we didn't play team deathmatch.
No, we played headquarters.
Well, we played
domination. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Domination.
Yeah.
Culmination. Yeah. So I mean, like those games like that, it is a little bit different because kills matter, but matter less. But there's only 5 of us.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference. But
and I play competitive Counter-Strike, And competitive count, I mean, you had a public server. We had a 40 or 50 person public server. It was like 64 or 32 or 48, some shit like that. So you get used to these huge games, but competitively, it was still 5v5. So when we got into Cal and we started, raising the ladder, it got to the point where we couldn't even play in public lobbies anymore because we just shit on everybody and we get banned. So when you play in that 5v5, everything's become so tactical and so meticulous that you play a certain way, and the other noobs that are running around, they don't know what they're doing. So I agree, it is 1/5 of your team, but when you start playing competitively, 1/5 of your team, you will be like, we lost this game because of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I was trying to also partly tie with what I was originally staying with was it too that you look at MOBAs. MOBAs are like League of Legends, hugely successful with people of his age.
Yeah.
Like by far, way more than our age.
Oh yeah.
And the reason being is I think it's fast paced. There's really nothing to it. You play it and you pick it up and you play the exact same thing. It's a game you get focused in. It's designed in a lot of ways like an FPS.
Yeah.
So
it's got a little bit of longer duration, like your FPS, than your FPS. I think it's kind of the FPS player who's got a little more of an attention span and is a little more tactical.
Because there's new gods, there's new stuff, but yeah.
It's got the RPG elements, and it's also your games usually tend to last a little longer. Because what's an average Call of Duty game last? 20 minutes?
10,
15, yeah.
Domination maybe 20.
If it's a good game, yeah.
But your typical Smite match is 30, or I think League of Legends runs a little longer in like 35 or 40 minutes or whatever. So I think it gives you a little more of an attention span thing there, and a little more tactical. But I agree with your points. Is that they're the FPS take, or it's a MOBA take on an FPS in a way.
You talking about Smite
or any
any
MOBA? They took what FPS does well as far as making it competitive, making it addictive, making it where you get immersed in the game, and then you just want to tunnel vision that game.
Yeah, and you do that more than any of us, either of us.
I do,
and I'm not saying that's a bad thing because it's just a personal preference. The question that always comes to my mind is, I got two questions, a two-part question. First off, you go to school, all your friends talk about video games. What are their big games? Like, we talk about Elder Scrolls Online and Borderlands and stuff like that coming out.
And old school RPGs that you've never heard of or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but what are your generation's big games? Because we were talking before and we were kind of making fun of you. You had never heard of Chrono Trigger, nor have you heard of Ocarina of Time. Or you may have heard of Ocarina of Time, but you didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And those are two massive games.
Yeah.
So, in your generation, like, what are the classics? What are the big, awesome games?
Well, the game you guys shit on the most.
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Really? That's all anybody talks about is Call of Duty?
Pretty much.
Anything outside of shooters?
Very rarely.
Really?
Oh, you have to think about that.
Yeah.
And is this just your group of friends? I mean, everybody clicks up in high school. That's what happens. I mean, is it just your group of friends that talks about Call of Duty? Or do you know that, are there other groups of, I guess, like, I mean, I'm sure there's like the nerd group who ever play Pokemon or whatever, but like, I mean, do you know that they talk about other video games, or is it mostly just everybody's Call of Duty?
There are your few select groups that don't talk about Call of Duty. High school, people my age, it's Call of Duty.
That's incredible.
It's your Call of Duty, your Battlefield.
What about Titanfall?
That had some big hype. Yeah.
I flopped like a motherfucker. I called that shit.
A lot of people wanted that. A lot of people got it, and they're like, yeah, it's fun, but it's repetitive.
Yeah.
That's not me. I like my strategy games, my Skyrims, I like everything pretty much.
Yeah.
So
do you feel but do you ever bring those up in conversation to your friends? Like, hey, did you play Skyrim, or did you play the new Civ or whatever it is? I don't know what you play for strategy, but I was using that as an example.
I think when he said strategy, I think he meant more strategy based, not necessarily actually strategy.
I play strategy games like Command and Conquer.
I'm
gonna get the new Civ. The new Civ looks awesome.
Yeah. By the way, did you ever look that up? This new Civilization looks badass.
I read the PC Gamer magazine. It does. I don't know. I guess.
I know you were a big Alpha Centauri fan.
I was an insanely huge Alpha Centauri fan. I don't know how I like some of the way it's set up in the beginning. I have to see how it plays.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different.
I'm interested. I think you and I should play that balls out.
Yes.
Like that. That's one of those games that I'm legitimately like. When you hear about Civ, you're like, oh, it's another Civ. What did they change this time? Same game, but they're changing stuff.
They always change it. It's the antithesis of like a Call of Duty.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's way more changes than Call of Duty ever was.
That's what I'm saying. It's the opposite.
Antithesis. I thought you said, never mind.
No, antithesis. Every iteration is huge, sweeping. Honestly, their fucking expansions have more. Their patches have more changes than two Call of Duty games.
No, I agree 100%.
I mean, seriously, the first big patch that fixed all the AI issues. Not all. I mean, it's still not the best AI. It's not like EU4 or something.
And
But
added hot seat.
yeah, it's a fucking patch that
bitterness
changed
is
the
great.
game more than honestly.
The salt.
It went from Blops to Modern Warfare 4 or
Yeah.
Blops to Blops 2 or whatever. None of those had as much of a change as a patch.
For those of you not keen on our lingo, Blops is Black Ops.
Yeah.
If it, that's,
I assumed everybody called it that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think people call
I'm
it
not,
Blops.
I'm not
outside
down
of
with the
us.
kitty lingo there. I thought it was Blops. Blops makes good sense. Black Ops.
I called it Blops.
Yeah.
I always get text messages. Blops? Question mark.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Alpha Centauri though. I know we're off topic now, but
Oh my god, I still play Alpha Centauri.
the thing about it that I like about this is that you don't have to pick a civilization and be that civilization. But that's also a big part of what I enjoyed about civilization.
That's my only problem with the game. And if we're just now that we are completely off topic, my problem is this: I like it, just like I liked Alpha Centauri. And I like I say, I actually do have Alpha Centauri on my new computer. Believe it or not, it runs just fine.
on DOSBox.
I don't need a DOS box for Alpha Centauri.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in the heyday of Windows 95, baby.
Yeah,
It's good.
95.
Whoa.
It might even Windows 98 because I think I got it in 98.
Wasn't born.
My first computer used DOS.
You realize Alpha Centauri actually came out. You were born 98, Michael?
97.
Oh, so okay, Alpha Centauri was in his lifetime.
Yeah.
But my problem with this is Alpha Centauri is a separate game.
Oh yeah.
What I personally want is Civ 6
And Alpha Centauri.
and
2.
Alpha Centauri 2. I don't want you to marry them because here's the thing:
amalgamation
they're
of-
not going to make Civ 6 this iteration.
Right.
Civ 6 came out in 2010. We might not see it till 2017.
Right.
That bothers me.
Right. I get that. I 100% get that, actually.
You're acting like I'm not going to buy it on launch
No,
day and buy every
I
single
know
DLC.
you're going to buy it, but
You know.
I understand the frustration knowing that I'm glad that you're putting out an Alpha Centauri style game.
Yes, and I was right that it was
But-
coming out this fall. I was like,
right.
I was like, I know it will. I'm following their pattern, and they kept to
You
it.
thought it was just going to be another Civ game, though.
I knew they were going to come
I mean,
out with a
another.
game. Yeah,
You
I
know.
knew that Firaxis had a game in the works. I knew that's what was coming out. I just had hoped that it was going to be 6. I'm once again, let's see more because how the purity, the harmony, and the different styles of gameplay will work. But yeah,
I think I already know the answer to this, but do strategy games that are turn-based, you have to look at every single city separately, and you have to control things, and control what they're building, control your troops on a humongous map, and have a naval and an air army, and all this kind of stuff. Does that interest you at all, or is
Yeah.
is it too slow?
No,
So why don't you play those?
I do. It's just I don't have any. I've played them all.
Yeah, you haven't played Civilization.
No,
Okay.
that's one I haven't played. But I've
Well,
played.
you haven't played Europa Universalis or any of the other big strategy-style games.
I've played all the Command and Conquers.
Those
all,
are RTS, different than strategy.
But I've played similar stuff like that.
Yeah.
All your
So something
Supreme
you could
Commanders.
transition into, like if you have the interest there, your time is, in your opinion, better spent on other games as opposed to trying to branch out a little bit. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Is I mean, because I know you say you like that, but if you like the Command and Conquer, which is a faster paced version, a very dumbed down, faster paced version of like an EU or a Civ 5 or whatever. Is that something that you think that it's like? What is your gateway? What is your gate from getting into those games? Like, is it too much Call of Duty? Is it too much, Command and Conquer? What is it?
What do you mean by gate?
I guess what's preventing you from playing these more?
Oh,
just
shit.
just time in general, school,
Time,
homework.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I don't have enough time to, pretty much in my day, to take the time and play it all the way through.
Okay.
I think it's a big deal that you would rather have, because you have more time than any of us.
it was like time, man. Fuck that.
I play sports. I have homework,
Yeah.
and I got to do other stuff. in
I
my day.
got a baby. I don't know if I can hear it. He's got 2.
Yeah, I played sports. I did my homework.
Yeah. The thing is that I think it really is, I'd rather have instead of getting 20 hours into a game and then your civilization falling apart and you losing all that time, which can happen.
Suck.
Yeah, if you suck.
It happens.
Uninstall
Yeah.
the single player game, noob.
Yeah, uninstall. I'm gonna tell myself to uninstall.
But
And Hero.
I think it's more of I'd rather play a 20-minute game, and then if that sucks, fuck it, I'll just quit, start over. 20-minute game, fuck, I suck, I'll start over. So I think it's a Twitch. We're at a twitchy generation. They want quick.
Well, like, okay, and not to joke again when he said before, he's like, get your phone off. That's the thing that first
Yeah,
would
he's
kill.
checking his phone and shit.
Yeah, it fucking drives me nuts. Like, I used to work with a guy. We try to watch a movie or do something.
Oh, Becker.
Yeah, he would fucking. I swear to God, we couldn't watch.
He's got the best phone ever, though.
We couldn't go through
best ever for
PTI
me.
without
wow.
him. He couldn't devote 20 minutes something that he's like, oh yeah, tape that for me. He couldn't devote 20 minutes without like it's his internal war of struggle. I need to look at my phone. I need to check Twitter on this iPad, and I just want to punch him in the throat and just focus on one fucking thing. It drives me nuts.
It's impossible to do this.
And that is part of it. At least that's what I gather, anyways. Which why
It's
I
becoming
like,
more and more ingrained. I mean, like
I need to be constantly entertained every moment of every day.
Plugged into everything.
And I think I'm more guilty of it than you guys are. I mean, I'm not somebody who has to have their phone. I mean, I look at my phone, I think, more than you guys do. I haven't been on Facebook as much just because I've been on Twitter lately, which is fucking weird for me to say.
Fuck Facebook right in the ass.
Yeah, I mean,
I
just read
don't
Wikipedia.
fucking care about
That's all I really do.
I don't care about your fucking personal preferences or your sexuality or your
That's the problem with
religion.
Facebook. If anybody listening right now, and this I will say, uninstall noob. If you post your political leanings, your religious affiliations, you're standing for any kind of sexual orientation, anything beyond little Jimmy lost a tooth, I played soccer today, or this is what I had from dinner.
If you're trying to cause
yourself.
if you're trying to cause controversy
Kill
on
yourself.
Facebook, you know that when you post something on Facebook, if you're like using those categories or even broader categories, I'm sure you could find if there's anybody who could be offended by it, they're going to and is going to blow up on your Facebook feed, and then you get annoyed like, okay, I didn't mean to make a big discussion. Yes, you did. You posted that you're pro
or you're an
or
attention
against
whore.
Yes,
Which happens all the time. Oh, I gotta have sympathy. Dude, here's what it is. Right? Granted, I don't think I've posted on Facebook in a long time. My wife posts on Facebook, it's like, here, our kids are at the swings.
Right.
We're gonna go out to dinner.
We're going swimming.
Because most of the people on Facebook
I posted how
don't.
awesome my Mongolian barbecue stack.
Yeah, which
was
by the
other
way,
day.
nice stack.
Dude, the fucking staples, they had to
I
staple
liked
that
it.
shit.
I liked it.
Oh,
But
they staple your styrofoam?
you're-
Yeah, because
fucking
it
awesome
literally
stacker.
like the fucking stack, like they would not even get anywhere close to
I
closing.
saw
So he
that
got
on
the staple
Twitter.
gun and he goes and staples that shit. And I'm like, thanks, dude. And I ate like an entire plate full, and it's now level.
Wow.
Does it make your stomach happy?
Oh, my stomach is so happy.
Was your anus happy later though?
Actually, I didn't get any hot sauce on it, so it wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, how can you go to Mongolian and not get hot sauce?
Because I don't want my anus to burn. So
Be a man. Let your
He's got-
anus.
hey,
Let your
I
anus
used to do it, but I
scream.
understand. Granted, my anus is burned all the time, anyways.
Just because of the anal sex, you gotta stop that.
I can't help it, dude.
That's how I
You
was
can't
born.
change me. God made.
I want to.
What are we even talking about? Anal sex and
I
Chinese
was
food.
actually just getting ready to reel this back in on something that I had a question that I'd had from Michael, and this kind of goes back to our other conversation. You were talking about, what you talk about with your friends as far as video games. I'm sure you guys sit around at lunch and you talk about,
Pussy.
tits and pussy, and then video games, which is honestly pretty much glad to see that hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about video games, like, and I know you say, Call of Duty dominates that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
What is your discussion on that? And I'm not trying to belittle it. I mean, but like, for somebody who doesn't play a lot of Call of Duty or first-person shooters, like, what is your discussion? Is it like, fuck these noobs, or do you have like deep like, oh, that spot in this map, or what is the discussion usually consist of?
I shit on these guys the other day. I had my FAMAS and I got dogs and a AC-130.
Do not hate on the FAMAS.
It's like all you ever used, wasn't it? And like
That gun was only good when we played Black Ops. It sucks ass now.
It was good in the one before that when I used to rape news with it. It's a good gun regardless of iteration. And I'll wear the collar that I like Call of Duty more than
You're just
both-
French.
both you guys. I may be.
Oh, I know. And I'm not saying that I like to talk about Call of Duty because I think it's an interesting point of discussion as far as kind of that generic game we shit on. I don't hate Call of Duty. I think the game itself is an enjoyable game.
We bring it up a lot, and the reason we bring it up is exactly what Michael said. We know it is the pinnacle of gaming right now. It is where games
The
win.
pinnacle.
Yeah.
I think of Tech 9 now.
Yeah.
I still want him to answer my fucking question though.
No, we will.
I know you moved the mic away from him, and
Well, because I thought
I'm
O'Brien would have something to say
I'm
on this.
just
For those guys who can't see, obviously nobody can.
This is
But
terrible.
We're
This is
sharing
horrible.
microphones right now because if we added a fourth microphone, which I have, it's the microphone that we were getting echo with because it's way too sensitive. It would pick up everybody.
Like a robot voice.
But
You're a robot.
the fact of the matter
Don't worry, I got
is that we pick on Call of Duty and Madden a lot. Those are two of the biggest games in the world right now. That's why we pick on them. So
It's not us finding Call of Duty and saying fuck Call of Duty. It's in the
Well,
spotlight. I mean, it is a
fuck
little
Call
bit.
of Duty.
Yeah, it's more. It's actually not Call of Duty that I find that I have a big problem with. It's the game every year that has no changes.
yeah, and
I have fun. Like, what was the game? When it was Modern Warfare 3 that you stopped playing and I kept playing?
yeah,
Okay.
I thought Modern Warfare 3 was fucking heroic.
or was it Black Ops 2? Because you
horrific.
thought that was too fast.
Atrocious.
I understand that they're fun and whatever. I'm just saying that the fact is they keep making these out and there's little to no changes. That's my main problem with Call of Duty. Same with Madden. You're not making any veritable change.
No, and that's the issue. So back to the question: what do you talk about strategy? Do you talk about how you went on this awesome kill streak and lie and say you went 40-0? Do you talk about, the upcoming college? I mean, what's the topic? What are you talking
For
about?
the record, I do go 40-0, and I brag about it all the time.
Yeah.
So suck my dick.
And my dick's 45 inches.
No, but we talk about the upcoming Call of Duty. Sometimes, I mean, me and my friend JJ, that's all we play together all the time. Search and destroy. We're badasses. We'll talk about how we rape noobs all the time. But
So
you're
brag.
humble.
You brag.
yeah,
That's it?
Pretty much.
Okay, so you brag all the time.
So to go to the next thing that we generally take ginormous amounts of dookie on, and now I'm getting ready to plop a Cleveland steamer on your chest.
And
right now,
face.
I want
Actually, this is honestly completely fair. I've been trying to
stab you in the
middle.
eye.
I've been trying to middle ground this entire thing to like give him the opportunity and giving him softball sized questions to help him not look like the 17-year-old gamer.
No, I
that he
want to
is.
skull fuck you now.
Yeah, fuck you by the way for this.
That's
After that
what-
conversation,
that's
that makes
what's-
me want to fucking kill
That's
you.
what almost made me leave Smite.
Yeah.
Honestly, and like that when you made a whole video series about like internet tough guys, and also that hate for nothing. Like, oh, fucking noobs and this and this and this, dude. And I've played with you, and you do that. That is not a hyperbole at all.
No. It's
it
100%
makes me want
fact.
to kill you. I don't know how to explain it. And all the people
Not
out
even
there,
in game.
no, in real life, I want to put a pillow over your head.
Yeah.
So you stop kicking.
Well, he was playing on his account. He had to pee, and he goes, "Hey, take over for me." I was playing Thor because he was
Smite,
playing
yeah.
Thor on Smite. Yeah, I'm sorry. And
On Call of Duty?
yeah, I'm playing Thor on Call of Duty. I'm a bad motherfucker, by the way.
Obviously.
So I missed. It's Mjolnir's Might, right?
Mjolnir's Attunement.
Attunement. Yeah.
And how many? For the record, how many games have you played, Michael, on Smite?
full
Full games.
10, 15.
10, yeah. 10,
Okay,
15-ish.
actually more than I thought.
He's played a lot.
Okay.
Like anytime he's got downtime where I
And
can't
props
be
for a
with
new
him.
player coming into Smite, especially at this point.
But I missed Mjolnir's Attunement.
But JJ, how many games have you played in Smite?
2,500, maybe more.
Probably more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed Mjolnir's Attunement.
One of the most difficult skill shots in the game, in my opinion.
especially to hit both hits.
Yes.
I missed. I led him too much, and then I overcompensated by going to my left, and I missed him on the turn back as he's walking in the room, and he goes, "You suck at that." That is exactly what O'Brien's talking about. You're the best at everything, and everybody else around you sucks. Why? Why is that part of life?
It's the teenage mind, I guess.
No, because I
Well,
wasn't a
that's not
dirty,
a-
fucking, filthy cocksucker when I was a teenager.
Doesn't matter. We've all
Whoa,
changed.
no,
Well,
well,
cocksucker, like in the literal sense, yes, but like,
like we were fucking assholes. And we were all assholes when we were younger, and we're still assholes now that we're older. But we're assholes in a different way. We're assholes to each other within our confines
that's
of being friends.
bonding. That's
Yes.
male bonding.
See, but
Being
like,
assholes or being in each other's asshole.
both.
Both.
But the thing is, like,
In my book.
if and there are games
In your butt.
There are games where you get frustrated. There are games you're in games with people who should not be matched with you, or people who are doing stupid shit, if they're trolling or whatever. But I've never gone into a game and been like, if I go off as a jungler, say I'm 16-2 as a jungler and just run the entire game, I don't go into the post-match lobby and find their jungler and be like, "Oh, you fucking faggot! Where were you? You're 0-12. I fucking
shit
killed you.
on
I
you,
shit
pussy."
on you."
I think the issue is like also with teammates. Like I've never seen either of you playing Smite. You ever talk bad? You guys are supportive people to teammates.
Yeah,
We try.
absolutely.
And try. And I do the
never
same
will
thing.
badmouth a
Like,
teammate.
and I'm not saying I've never talked shit in video games. In fact, if you ever played Halo with us, we talked a lot
You
of
and
poop.
Steve.
Yeah, and some others.
It's Steve. Steve
That-
was
well,
the fuel for that
That
fire.
achievement.
The dick sucking
We used to.
achievement.
By the way, if you ever see that, we would get on there, we'd find somebody, and he'd go, "Hey, how'd you get that achievement?" And the guy would be like, "What achievement?" And you go, "Oh, that dick sucking achievement." And it was just before the time ran out, and
And of
afterwards,
course, everybody would go, "Ooh."
and then after the game, if we won, which we won a lot, I would usually maybe let them know what I did to their mother
Yeah.
and what I was going to do to them later.
So you are a 12-year-old. You are everything you hate.
At times. The issue being is that I've never talked shit to a teammate
Yeah.
in any game that I can think of. Even when I played with some fucking terrible people.
Yeah.
Who are clearly, because honestly, I've been the terrible person before. Because my thought is always, if I talk shit to him, well, how the fuck is that going to help me?
Yeah.
What good is that doing? Not to mention the guy's going to be shitty. And usually that was just more joking in general. And after the game, the guys were like, they took it on chin, or they said something back. It was over. We're like, oh, that's a good one. We laughed. And it was never...
Never malicious, almost in a
It was
way.
never go kill yourself, noob. Oh, you're fucking terrible. You're just like, oh, it was more of like
It
you would
was-
in a basketball game. Like
it
it
was
was in
shit talking.
jest. Yeah. It was never really angry.
You're trash
The-
talking somebody.
The level of internet anger, because I was thinking to myself, if I saw this guy in person, we'd be cool.
It's kind of like a hockey game. Those guys get into a fight or something, and then they're like, high
Except
five.
people
and they,
care.
And they skate off. Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
my point is that it's that sportsmanship.
Now, and this is something, once again, to go back to Michael, is... So you said you play sport. What sport do you play? I have no idea.
Baseball.
Baseball. So, what position do you play?
Infield.
Infield, okay. Pretty good hitter, decent hitter, bad hitter, or are you pretty... I mean, like...
I'm a pretty good all-around player.
Okay.
I can hit, I can field, I can do everything, except pitch and catch.
Okay, that's fine. So, like, whenever
You can catch.
So, like, after the game, it's still customary for, I assume, after the game to shake hands.
Yep.
Okay. So, after you run rule the team, what is it? Was there a run rule? Do you have a run rule? Or is
I
there,
think it's
like,
like 10 runs.
10 runs? Okay. So, after you run rule team 15-2 or something like that, so after you shake hands, you tell people you're going to shit in their mouths and fuck their mothers?
Nope.
Why not?
Because we don't.
Because I'm in person and I don't
Because
think I'd
it's
punch me in my
because
fucking
it's
face.
real life.
Well, yeah, and I don't want to be a douchebag.
But you're
But
fine
then
with
you
doing
get
it online.
and then you're like, I'm the best. Suck a dick, faggot, pussy.
I did go 40,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But I do go for it, and I'm really good at search and
is
destroy.
what is the difference? Besides, I mean, obviously, and I'm pigeonholing you into your answer,
Mm-hmm.
but like, why?
Where's the barrier? Why are you a dick in online and cool in real life? Not cool, but
Let's not inflate his ego more than it already is.
Wait. For the record, he did just call me cool, so I am cool now.
Yeah, because everything
I corrected myself.
everything we say on this podcast is 100% serious.
It's factual.
We never joke.
Then you just called me cool.
I retracted my statement.
No, you can't do that.
Anyway, answer the question. What's stopping you?
Oh shit, I don't know. Just being a nice person in person and coming through a microphone. Yeah, I could be a bit douchier because I'm on a microphone.
Because you're anonymous. Nobody's gonna find
that
you and
too,
punch
yeah,
you.
sure.
Nobody's gonna hate you because of it because they don't know who you are.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I am a good player at Call of Duty, so I kind of do have that ability to trash talk a little bit.
But you're a good baseball player too.
Yeah,
You don't trash talk on the field.
because I respect my sport.
You don't respect your game.
Fuck Call of Duty.
There it is. There's the real thing we wanted to
And
hear.
this will tie back to, is it a sport?
Oh,
I don't think so.
yeah. It's because
people want to people want to call it a sport, quotations. It's not really a sport.
Do you listen to the podcast, by the way?
Once in a while, yeah.
I don't think his attention span's long enough.
Okay.
I
So I just want to
listen
see
like the first half an hour.
Okay. I was more just seeing if he'd heard our podcast and already knew our opinions on it, or that was actually completely.
Oh, that had to be completely. There's no way he listened.
I know, that's what I figured.
Another guy who plays baseball, so all you people get mad about soccer over baseball. Which, random thought, I'm going to go there. I watched PTI on a break today, and the first segment was hockey, and for like the first 10 seconds, all Tony Kornheiser said was, please don't change the channel, because we're going to talk about hockey. And at the end of it, he's like, I can just hear them all clicking away, because nobody cares.
Ouch.
It was so great. I was like, because here's the thing. You can like the show or not like the show, but typically they're pretty on point with ratings and the way, like, because like Tony was,
They're pretty realistic.
yeah, he was crapping on something else, some other sport. He's like, nobody cares about that. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, the senior tour in golf, because they were talking about Michael Phelps versus Tiger Woods. Like, who cares about the senior tour? Let's be honest, and it's the truth. Nobody cares about the senior tour in golf. You fucking even know what it probably is, unless you are a serious golf fanatic. And same point about hockey.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
Anyway, tangent.
That
He just
dig-
wanted to take
I
another pot shot.
You're correct. Unless it's Blades of Steel or
Fucking Blades of Steel.
unless it's Blades of Steel and I can fight Canadians, I don't really care. Or the 94 one.
It's NHL 94.
It's a
What was
94.
that on
That
64
one,
or whatever?
that one's fucking
Where you could hit the
awesome.
flaming puck shots, whatever.
That
That
was
was actually
really
a lot
good.
of fun.
That was a
yeah.
lot of
What
fun.
was the one on Nintendo where you had the fat guy, the tall skinny guy, the regular looking guy? It was a hockey game. I remember it distinctly, and as soon as I saw a picture of it, I would fucking know it.
There's only two hockey games I really remember. One was aptly named Ice Hockey.
That
The other
might
one-
be it.
It might be Ice Hockey. The other one's Blades of Steel.
But it still had
'cause I remember
the
specifically
the
you had
arcade, the ship game.
Fucking, oh yeah, Galaga.
No, it wasn't Galaga. It was
Wasn't
just
it Galaga?
no. It was just a. You played on the jumbotron. It was just a little fire
Yeah, and
ship.
you
It wasn't actually Galaga. It was
Oh,
just
was
some
it?
generic.
It
I mean,
was
it was
like
just some
Galaga,
generic.
yeah.
Yeah, it was essentially Galaga.
It was like your intermission or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck they call it. in
Oh, I
hockey.
remember that. Yeah.
That's actually
Oh.
one of the reasons I fucking like that game because I could play the fucking spaceship.
And there's only 3 fucking periods. You can't really
does
have a hockey. Why do you do that?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's a hockey
Yeah,
fan. so.
but look at his hair. Whatever.
Nobody
It is-
can see it, so it's
His
okay.
hair is molded by his Blackhawks hat.
I'm sorry.
So back
It's
to
not.
the back to the
Okay, at least
question.
that.
Back to the question. why we never really got to find an answer. So you're just okay with being a douche online, but not because in person you don't want to be seen as a douche.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that one. God damn you guys.
Well, seriously, this is why we hate your generation. This is why we as gamers don't relate to your generation as gamers, because we didn't do that. So we really want to know, why is it? Is it the anonymity and I can get away with it, so I would?
Probably, yeah. But, I mean, that's probably why most 12-year-olds do it. They want to be cool. They think they can, like you guys think that we can cuss because it makes us look like we're cool.
To be fair, we cussed. We thought it was cool whenever we were 12.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like, and I'm just saying, even naughty words that we're not going to say in this podcast, I still think are funny because I'm not supposed to say them. Taboo. When you make something taboo, it makes people want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Food for thought.
It's like fists in your butthole. It's
That's
taboo.
definitely taboo.
It's taboo. It makes you want to do it.
It does make me want to do it. Let's pause the podcast real quick.
Fisticuffs.
We'll be right back. We're going to take a break.
Or the daisy chain with fist kind of thing.
So, again, we still don't have an answer. It's just the anonymity. You're just afraid to give us the answer.
I don't know the answer. That's the problem. I can't speak for...
Speak for you.
I have. I don't know. I guess it is because I'm anonymous. And I have the room to talk.
I just think it's people. I think his answer is better than we're gonna act like it is, to be honest, because I don't think it's something that he consciously thinks about. I don't think it's saying I'm gonna be a dick because I'm online. I'm gonna be cool because it's real life. I think it's you're online and you just go, wait a second, there's no repercussions. I can fucking say everything. It's not something that he's gonna think about necessarily.
But the funny thing is, real quick, is that when we ever talked shit, it was a conscious decision.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
We went in there going, I'm gonna fucking make these guys cry or something like that.
Yeah. That's actually
Me and
a
Steve
great
planned out the comment, and afterwards, if they laughed, we just apologized, saying you guys should use it.
Yeah.
All I was going to say was, objection, you're being hostile with the witness. That's all I feel like I was in Law and Order. Objection. He's badgering my witness, Your Honor. No, another thing is, too, like, we talk about things we talk about hating.
Yeah.
Hating this generation. And to get off topic, because I think the point is, I think we've already tackled it, it's anonymity. And I think partly maybe because you think you're good at the game, so people who aren't as good as you should be subject to your wrath.
Sure, let's go with that one.
Because like you said that multiple, hey, I'm good at it, so I have the ability to talk shit.
Yeah.
But
why? What makes you go, I'm good, therefore I get to be a dickhead to you. I'm good, therefore I'm better than you.
I don't know.
I'm better than you at Smite.
Yeah.
But the whole time we were playing, I was trying to help you. You saw me miss one shot and you go, you suck at this. Why?
Well, you're my brother and I can shit on you.
But
so.
you would have done that to anybody.
Probably, yeah. I will agree with
and
you.
it's, I mean, yeah, because, I mean, like, if the entire population of shooters, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Battlefield or whatever, were to take that approach, the approach that you and I take to Smite especially, you could foster a much better, like, a community, and your game could be that much more enjoyable, because you honestly, what you would do is you would have all these noobs you shit on all the time, you would have less of these noobs to shit on all the time, so your KDA may come down a little bit, but I guess
God forbid.
KDA. You would come down a little bit, but guess what? Your games would be more competitive.
KD. Nobody cares about
I
fucking
know,
shooters.
Fucking no sport.
Yeah.
But, like, your games would be better. I mean, I know it would be like a grassroots movement, and it's never going to happen. But it's one of the things, like, if it magically happened overnight where everybody said, you know what, I'm not going to be a dick during this game anymore, you could foster a great community. You could get on and be like, hey, guys, let's have a good game. Like you would in a fucking baseball game.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bigger question. What you're saying is amazing. If people could have that kind of wherewithal, it'd be great. It'd be great for everybody. If people would play those games more often, people would be more apt to get into them. They'd be less serious and more casual. The problem is I think it's also a generational issue, and this isn't just in video games. Awareness of self. I think a part of it is he's just him, I'm just me, I just worry about me rather than worry about something bigger than me, a community at large. And at that age, I think it's harder to. You're more focused on self, and I get that. But I think that would be a tough thing to do. You're thinking like an adult.
The thing that, and I'm not trying to spin this too far forward. I'm really not. I'm not trying to make this big, epic, spatial. Yes, that's a good. Making this huge, gigantic issue that I think is going to happen. But I mean, is it not something that we need to be concerned about? With, is this something that's going to transcend video games? Does this follow you through your mid-20s? and affect jobs, affect relationships, affect
No.
society? I mean,
It
is
will
this-
never follow you into real life because you're too much of a pussy to do it in real life.
For anonymity, for talking shit, but being the bigger issue that we were discussing, more focused on self, less worried about community. I think so. I think you can already see
absolutely.
that in people now.
But
That's
I
why
think, to be
people
fair,
have
though-
less kids later. People do this
Well, but
later. People do
let's-
that later.
let's
It's
say you
much
do
more
something-
focused on me
let's-
than it is about others.
Let's say you do something bad at your job. Let's say you're 25 and have a decent job, have graduated, or maybe not in college. Who cares? So you have a decent job and you do something bad at your job. Is it now not your fault? Is it not? Is it force people to, or does it encourage people to blame other people for their mistakes? Like, oh, that guy wasn't where he needed to be, or is that something that is a bigger issue?
Think about your
I don't know. I think it's less gaming and more just the fact of we have so much at our fingertips at all times now.
I do agree with
people
that.
are different.
Yeah. It's just a different world.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is that I go back to anonymity because I don't think that it's going to carry as much into the real world because most of the negative parts of gaming online or of being online, chat rooms, whatever is still cool.
Cybering.
Yeah, cybering.
I thought you said negative parts.
In MIRC.
Yeah, little chat with rat.
I think a lot of the problems that we have as a society as a whole comes from that anonymity.
Sure.
I don't think we'd be nearly as big of dicks online if our addresses were public.
No,
or
and I agree.
Our IP was public or something.
I was just trying to agree with Andrew because I think the thing what Andrew's saying about that aspect of how it is, it's just a generational aspect. Like, for example, how many people do you think are going to work 40 years in one job and put the company first? Do you think that's happening? They're going to leave the first second anything happens. I'm saying that we don't because we're still somewhere in between, but the younger generations are much more focused on self, and I think that's part of that game. But to get actually back in the world of gaming, another thing I think that we kind of shit on, and we mention it, a part of our whole segment is trying to maybe educate, is it older games. The reason he did not know, or Ocarina of Time, he did not grow Chrono Trigger. I doubt you go back and play classics. I doubt you give a fuck. You probably trade in your older system every time you get the next one. At least all your friends do, I'm assuming.
Do you care about older games at all?
I do actually. That's why I took your PS1, and that's why I'm looking to buy a PS2. And
To be fair, he did really want my old PlayStation. And I was in a fucking box. I'm not using it, so I gave it to him.
Is that just you, or do your friends do that too?
No, that's just me.
Okay.
I could give a shit less about them.
Well, no,
But
and no,
is
that was a legitimate question. That's the reason that's kind of funny. Actually, I saw you laugh at that. I know why you're laughing at that, but then I know it was completely unintentional. But I just was more because I mean, you grew up around gamers. You grew up around your brother, who is a monumental gamer.
And my dad still plays games.
And your dad
Yeah,
is
he
a
does.
gamer too. But maybe other people your age didn't grow up with somebody who was had that kind of access to games. And I was that's why I asked, is because is everybody going out and buying a PS2? Is I'm gonna go back and play the old 64 games, play GoldenEye 64. I mean, that's something that you like. If someone said I want to go back and play GoldenEye 64, do you think that would be like really?
A lot of my friends would be really. I wouldn't be really because I want to go back and play those older games because I like the nostalgia that they have. Some of the older PlayStation 1 games, like oh god, what were they? The Army Men games.
Oh, yeah.
I played the shit out of those games because I loved them because I was a kid. I had Army Men. Me and Dad used to play the
Army
freaking
game, war game, or whatever.
shit that we used to play on the floor or whatever. It was just fun.
But darts.
Yeah, but darts.
One of the worst description ever.
Me and my dad used to play this on the floor. Oh god.
No, and I will give him credit there because when they used to come over for Thanksgiving and stuff, and we'd pull out the 64 and we'd play the old wrestling games and Mario Kart and stuff like that. So at least he's got somewhat of an interest in the older stuff or the stuff where I was like, when I was a kid,
But that's still stuff that's tied to him. We were actually relaying this to sports when we were joking. It's like, we're talking about Chrono Trigger. Like, that's before my time. Fucking Babe Ruth was before my time. Guess what? I know who the fuck he is.
Right.
And guess what? Nintendo and Sega, that is your Babe Ruth. That is your Lou Gehrig as far as a gamer goes. And people don't go back. Because honestly, I would assume that graphics are a very big deal to you.
Somewhat.
How about your friends?
Yeah.
I think you're not the atypical exactly in the demo that we're trying to poop on. Maybe you're just catching some shrapnel. But the graphics are your number one thing. So if you went back and played an old game that was maybe not graphically perfect, maybe slower, maybe wasn't what a game is now, you'd be like, this game fucking sucks, and you can't put it in its context. It's in a way beyond you.
And I think we all, not all of us, but most of us, all kind of fall victim to that a little bit. If we went back and played if we went back and played Zelda 2, we'd be like, what the fuck is this? This is weird. This isn't Zelda, like we know it now. So I think all of us a little bit are going to have something like that.
But it also kind of goes back to expectations too, kind of to bring that full circle. Like we were talking earlier, I was talking earlier about having expectations for games going in. I have an expectation when I go back and play Zelda 2. I have an expectation that the graphics are going to suck, the gameplay is going to be different for any Zelda, and that to me is part of the allure. The expectation of somebody, his age going back and playing Zelda 2, maybe like, I'm going to go back and play this awesome Zelda game.
Especially if we're like, dude, it's probably the best Zelda game that you could play, blah, blah, blah. And then he plays and he's like, the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So...
It's
those kind of games don't exist now either, so there's no basis comparison. But I'm saying, like, when me and you'd hang out, we'd play RPGs. We played a few that me and you never really played, and we still had a great time. They're like fucking Super Nintendo and shit. So it's like, I just think it's a different... Graphics meant less to us. Vastly less to us.
Or they still mean nothing.
Exactly. That's my point. I'm saying is if you look at it today, do you think they really care about the orchestral score of something?
No.
No. Like, all right, does that look cool? Does that explosion look real? Can I really see when I headshot you? How does my body look as I teabag a corpse?
Yeah. Jizzle physics.
You laugh.
Jizzle physics.
Jizzle physics.
Physics, yes, sorry.
We were talking about, I think it was like an Aphrodite release or some...
It was like with the DOA. It was like I think we were talking about like DOA that night with Not a Neo. Was that it?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Instead of saying jiggle physics, I accidentally said jizzle physics, and I said jizzle. I'm pretty sure it was on Smite game. It had to do something with like one of the titties.
One of the titties.
One of the titties in Smite because I said jizzle on Smite game. Almost 100% positive.
I don't know the jizzle's really that bad.
No, but I did say jizz.
I
actually said fuck on yesterday.
I said fuck a lot on Smite game whenever I was playing with Dryberry that one time.
Yeah, I said fuck yesterday. My first time ever slipping and cursing on Smite game.
How did it? What happened?
I did something. I was like, yeah, I can't believe I did good. It's fucking amazing for me or something like that.
And you're just like, oh, well,
I was
shit.
like, whoops. That was the first time ever. And there was like, my virgin ears, Nobody really cared. But anyway, so I don't really know. I think we've kind of covered everything.
All that we can think of in this short segment.
Yeah,
honestly, this is a really good discussion. This gives us perspective. I mean, it's one person, so I guess, one person can't really speak for everybody at the end of the day. But it's kind of interesting to get that perspective on something that we can't get. We can't just go back to high school without, looking really fucking creepy. Trust me, I've tried.
I know, yeah.
So, I mean, like, we're getting a perspective that we just don't have access to anymore. And it's interesting to me.
I have access to it constantly.
That's true.
You guys just talk about...
I apologize for that.
All right, we're going to go to the lightning round.
Oh, yeah, girl. It's time for the lightning round.
All right, welcome to the lightning round, the game show that we play every time we try to. And we have a new reigning champion.
Yes, we do, motherfuckers.
For one game at least. If you win 2 in a row, my scrotum might explode.
We've changed too much.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to the old game. Let's go back to the old game.
So Andrew's gonna go first. We're off to guess that game, Jackass.
All right. Question number 1.
Clue number 1.
Whatever. It's a question, a clue.
Now, is there gonna be 4 or 5, or is this just three clues and we're done?
I've amended the game to fit me better, so we've got 17 clues now. You each get 6 guesses. So that's what
last episode you were like, I'll go ahead and make that clue 1. You've already done like 2 clues. I was like, what?
I've refined it.
What is this? I don't even...
All right. Clue number 1.
Numero uno.
In this game, one of the characters is known for his balls.
For his balls. I'm reading between the lines there. Obviously, you're talking about testicles.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
He's known for his balls.
Oh man, I want to guess so bad. No. I'm good.
You're not gonna?
No.
Sure?
Yeah.
Do it, pussy.
Fuck you.
You're gonna, that would be like our first ever, first clue guess. I don't know if that helps or not.
Not that none of us knew it on the first clue. It's just that we
haven't guessed.
We weren't man enough.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to keep it not man enough?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay. This is an RPG in which you can recruit more party members than most RPGs.
I'm lost now.
Yeah, because it totally moved away from my first guess.
I'm lost
I've
now.
got a guess. Based on your second clue. It doesn't really have any relation to your first clue.
More party members. I still.
Suikoden?
No.
Fuck.
Ooh, I wasn't. I did.
Can I give you the last clue?
It didn't
Sure.
match balls.
The last clue is hold on, I have to think. I just lost my last clue because you said Suikoden because I was trying to bait you into Suikoden a little bit.
That's why I didn't say it.
It is a game. It is a game that none of us know shit about. That like to an embarrassing
Pokemon?
degree. Yes.
Pokeballs.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. A character known for his I never would have. I mean, I guess I would have probably guessed on the base the last clue, but
Yeah, if I would have had the last clue, I would have
because
put
like
together.
I think like characters, I wouldn't have class. Yeah, it would have thrown me off.
That was good though.
Yes,
For his balls.
I was thinking Duke Nukem.
Were you? I
Known
was
for his
not.
balls, his
I had,
balls of steel.
I had 0 guesses
good.
through second clue.
Yeah, I had a good guess after each one.
Ball.
So I figured that cause I wanted it to at least be Suikoden or Suikoden, however you say it, versus Pokemon. But the balls I knew would either throw you off as far as
Would you have guessed it immediately on Pokemon?
Huh?
Would you have guessed Pokemon immediately?
Not immediately.
Because I would have guessed Pokemon the moment you said it, so I should have waited.
Yeah.
Because I know it's
I
kind
was
of
still putting it
embarrassing.
together when you said it.
It's kind of embarrassing how not embarrassing, but like most people would find it embarrassing for us how little we know about Pokemon. None of us know shit.
little
about
I
it.
I actually think
Okay.
I wear it as a badge of pride.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No. Once again, on our age range.
Yeah.
You've seen you watch Pokemon? We play
I
Pokemon?
played every single Pokemon game up to Platinum.
Oh.
I did not know that about you.
Did you know your brother was gay?
I do now. I mean, I always assumed.
You know how you know he's gay.
Because he plays Pokemon.
Charizard.
Okay. My first clue. This is a game. Unlike a lot of RPGs, this is a game where money matters.
That's odd.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't usually matter. In this game, money definitely matters.
Okay.
Money is a major issue,
Okay.
as Pitbull would say.
Would you say Dolly or afterwards?
And go, ha, or whatever he does.
Dolly or whatever he says. I don't know. I don't speak Pitbullese.
All right.
Yeah. Do I?
Clue 2. You're always worried about your family. The whole game, you're constantly worried about your family.
La Familia? It's an RPG.
RPG that money matters and that you're worried about your family. Shit on my face. Yeah, nothing.
Okay, well, I do want to point out that I never said it was an RPG.
That's true.
I said like RPGs.
Oh.
So clue 3, this is a simulation game.
The Sims?
Yep.
Ah.
I tried to lead you into
Yeah.
that one. Good one.
I thought I'm sorry.
No, honestly,
I was thinking was RPGs.
I even had that thought too. He's like, he didn't say RPGs, but I was like, I maybe he just misspoke, or was it just assumes that? And
Well, hey. So guessing got me a point out.
Yeah, there you go.
Y'all bitches, y'all ready for this?
I didn't even think of the Sims.
I know. I was trying to kind of convolute it a bit, so
Well,
it's a hard
that's-
game to
yeah.
make up clues for.
It is a difficult one. It's kind of ambiguous without saying just fucking obvious clues.
Right.
Which is my game plan for this one.
Awesome.
Okay. So
Secret
this-
Mana.
Yeah.
Frogger.
Frogger's like, I like
Yeah.
my Frogger ones.
That was good. 'Cause I
Alright.
won.
This is a quick game.
Is that first clue?
Mhm.
It's a quick.
Quick game.
Okay.
All right.
No guesses after that one?
I'm good.
Main character of this game was also an Olympian.
Also an Olympian.
Is it bad that my brain instantly went to Russia? I don't know why. I was like, Karnov?
You lose. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a really like giveaway. As soon as I hear the game, because I'm probably not gonna fucking get it. But
Mike's over here about to bust a nut, trying to buzz in. Of course, he was also previously doing that. And didn't go so well for him.
I'm not gonna guess.
Yeah,
No guesses on that. Okay, so I'll get a guess out of this one. In one of these sequels to the main game, he gets a sidekick who Andrew adores.
Sonic.
That is correct. Sonic Edge is a very quick game.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sonic went to the
I
Olympics
see.
in 2 different
Yeah.
games.
Sonic Olympics.
Yes.
Nice play.
I was thinking like Hercules, like that kind of Olympics.
I was thinking like I went to Punch Out because like Mike Tyson. And I was like he was in the Olympics at some point for punching people, I guess, wasn't he? Or like maybe
don't know.
there was jail. I don't know.
if he was in the Olympics or not.
Olympics.
Same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. He might have been in the Olympics. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah.
think so because I think he went
Yeah.
pro at 18. But I remember the Sonic Olympic games. I'm like, how do you do Sonic? It's a big game we haven't done yet. I'm like, no, but
Olympics.
because he was in those Sonic Olympic games, which, by the way, actually weren't bad on Wii.
No, the Sonic Olympics
They were
games
pretty
fun.
solid games.
I never played
Actually,
it, but I heard
every
about it.
Sonic
And
game
you're
that I
gonna say
played.
you knew that, Mike? Was that what you're gonna guess?
No, I thought it was a computer game, the one that you like run. It's like QWOP.
Jesus
For
Christ!
those of you who did, I don't know if that is audible or not, but he said QWOP.
the fuck's QWOP?
It's a game where you use Q, W, O, and P to control your guy's joints on his legs.
And it's like
So
apparently
hip,
it's like impossible.
hips and knees, and you've got to walk him 100 meters.
It's kind of like a thing. on the
It's a
internet.
flash
Yeah.
game.
Oh my! I would never ever pick a flash game.
And
for
he
this.
was excited that he
Yeah,
fucking
he was
knew that.
super excited.
He's like, oh, I know this. It's clearly QWOP.
Actually, the first two clues, to be fair, they fit. It's a quick game, and you play an Olympian. But there's a difference there's the generation gap right there.
QWOP.
okay.
Flappy Bird.
All right, now we move on to Devil's Advocate.
Yes, and I have a question for the ages.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
wait a minute. Don't I go first?
Yeah, I guess you do, don't you?
Yeah,
that
mother,
point.
shut your
Hey,
mouth,
eat a dick.
motherfucker.
I asked the last one.
Okay,
You got a question for the
this
ages.
is gonna be
maybe.
kind of fun.
All right.
It's mildly trolly, but it's not really.
Okay.
Since we have Michael here, and we talked about the difference in generations,
Butt
and how
sex.
much we... Andrew argues butt sex. No idea what the topic is, but you are
that's what I'm
arguing butt
arguing.
sex. Knowing that we hate that generation, generally speaking,
We hate our audience, we were saying.
no. Would you rather only be able to play with people of Michael's generation, or be forced to be one of those people that everybody hates?
Play with him. I can, at the end of the day, if I do play with most people in Michael's generation. I play a lot of Smite. I play 3 hours a day like you do, plus a little bit more on most days. I play with most of Michael's generation. And at the end of the game, I can mute people. If they're being dicks, I can mute them. Or if I don't want to fucking deal with their bullshit, I just leave the lobby. My life is fine. I go about, I eat my lunch, go to bed, go to my job. Everything's fine. If I was Michael, I'd fucking kill myself. Because I'd be such a fucking cocksucker to everybody for no fucking reason on the internet. I have no reason to do it. And he admitted himself. He's like, I'm a cocksucker on the internet because it's the internet. And he's not even a cocksucker in real life. And that's a compliment out of all that, believe it or not. So, if I was Michael, I'd be such a fucking conundrum because I have to be a cocksucker with my friends on the internet, but I have to be a nice person in real life. I don't want that fucking to deal with. My conscience can't deal with all of that.
Two things. One.
I want to point out that he told Michael to kill himself.
Yeah, I'm not one of
somehow
the- yeah,
squeeze the
yeah,
complex.
That's right.
I also want to point out that he had a straight face through that entire thing.
Two things.
I
One,
did.
Mike never said he was a cocksucker online, in your defense, sir. And while he doesn't want to be one of those people, that whole diatribe was exactly one of those people. You're like, you should kill yourself, and you should do this, because you're going to be like them. In reality, if I had to be one or the other,
I did say in real life.
that's true, it's true. But in reality, I think if I went 40-0, get shit on, noob. Fuck it, I can't help it, I'm amazing. And I'm just awesome at all these games. Fuck you people. If you don't step up to my game, step up. I guess I'd rather be the asshole and just run this shit. Two, if I only can play with screeching, annoying fucking kids, can you imagine playing Civilization or every other game on Earth with only those age group kids? That really would make me hang myself. At least I could be an asshole by myself and only play by myself, which in reality, maybe that's what they should do. I can be amazing on my own terms. I don't need the fucking little kids. I'm a badass. I'll 40, I'll just fucking play Nuketown and ball on you and get nukes. Fuck y'all bitches. Learn. Uninstall. Fuck.
You know, out of that entire tirade, I don't agree with anything you said, but you made a really good point about having to be playing those type of people with games like Civilization. And for that reason, I have to go with O'Brien. You had the point until he said that. That would be an
Impossible.
absolute just fucking train wreck.
Impossible.
Hmm.
Because could you imagine, oh, I just killed your guy, or you picked that technology? Fucking noob. Oh my god.
I quit. And then so you're playing the AI like normal.
Oh, dude, rage quits in those games would be terrible. Would be terrible.
That was good, though. That was fucking
You
good.
did. If I It was Michael.
He killed himself like twice. I'm like, oh my god.
I never said I.
I mean, I agree
said he
with
should
you.
kill himself. I said I would kill myself.
I'm pretty sure you told me to kill myself.
Well, I'm just saying, Mike. Maybe you should kill yourself.
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead, bro.
I had to argue against Andrew, but now that it's over, I agree with Andrew.
I'm trying to take a drink here. I almost choked.
Okay,
Oh,
so now I'll get to
Jesus.
my question for the ages. It's really not that much for the ages, but it's one to me. We don't really care as much about graphics. We're more for the domain of sound. So which game music, or I guess their main theme, would you prefer, like, want to listen to, you think is better, whatever you have, the one you got to pick?
Oh, we get to pick one
Of these,
theme?
no, I'm going to give you two.
You got two, okay.
I'm giving you two.
I was gonna say,
of
that's gonna
these
take
two
a while.
iconic franchises, the main theme, which do you prefer? And it could be you think it's better, you enjoy it more, you think it's more whatever that term may be. You can only pick one music. Super Mario Bros. Theme, Legend of Zelda theme.
I knew you were going to go there. Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Well, the Legend of Zelda theme is an iconic theme. Not everybody knows the Legend of Zelda theme. Pretty much everybody under the sun knows the Super Mario theme. So if I was going to have to only listen to that, or if I was preferring to listen to that, I could do it and not have people that were 45 going, what the fuck is this noise? They're all going to go, that's fucking Mario. Not to mention, it is probably the longest running theme song in all of gaming. It's probably the most iconic theme song in all of gaming, and it's probably, it is the largest series in all of gaming. So when I'm playing a game, I think fondly of, all of the music, not just the, but the fucking dungeons, the water levels, everything's different, and you know it instantly as soon as you hear it. That's the fucking water music from Mario. That's the fucking dungeon music from Mario. So I think it would be easier to listen to than just the Zelda theme for the entirety of, say however long, like a CD, if I had a CD of Super Mario music.
And real quick, just to caveat, in fairness, I'm talking about just the main theme.
Okay, even the main theme is still the same argument.
Now, you said that people wouldn't, recognize the Zelda theme as much as they would the Mario theme. Our Family Feud thing from last week, where Link was the most popular character, would beg to differ with that, because he was more popular than Mario, according to
Character, not theme.
Still, though. But the thing that I will differ with you on is that the main theme of Zelda is more melodic. You can, when played with normal instruments out of the video game realm, it could theoretically sound like a real song. It's more something you could sit and to relax to. I don't think Mario, the theme song from Mario, is taken as well out of the video game realm and listened to on its own, as opposed to, when I hear Mario, I think video game. When I hear the Zelda theme, I think video game, but I think that the transition out of the video game world into the real world of CD, like you'd mentioned, I think the Zelda theme song transitions better into that medium.
Fair points. Tits. So I had a break, had to think about it. The two main crux of those arguments are Zelda is better on its own as a theme. Your main point was that it's more identifiable and more iconic. So based on the theme I would rather listen to, or what you would rather listen to, I'm going to go with Andrew because the point of the song itself is better.
I figured as much. One point that I forgot to make that I was kicking myself in the ass while he was thinking of is that there have been heaps and just mounds of people remixing the Mario theme into like dubstep and into EDM and stuff that I think probably had more than the Zelda theme did, even though there were a few.
Yeah, I'll give you probably just on just based on
And
numbers.
if you would have came
itself.
back that System of a Down did an awesome Legend of Zelda cover,
That's
then
true.
you would have lost on that.
I forgot
one for
about
sure.
that, actually.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's so good.
But that right there, honestly, considering if his argument had stayed the exact same and you'd added that point, that'd have been totally you.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you're
I know.
saying you're adding something for the song
Yep.
itself.
And as soon as I said Super Mario, that was in my head, and then as I was going on my tirade, I completely forgot.
Because I
about
agree it's more iconic. I agree with every point you made, except for the end of the day, if you're just listening to the song, what song do you think you like better? The points he made is definitely points that's
100%.
That's a better song.
And I knew when he was finished, I knew it was done. Good argument.
Very good on both points.
Yes. All right. Now my debate, I actually had another caveat in my debate in case we actually had. We didn't know what we were going to do with Michael for the game, so I had a third option. I'm going to get rid of the third option in this. So there are two different options here for you guys to choose, as per the usual. You guys have now, this Saturday is going to be completely free for you guys. You guys got away from all of your fatherly and
Yes.
husbandly duties. You're free.
We gotta take a break for pound that one out.
So you guys have an old school Saturday, and you decide I'm gonna spend it playing video games.
Probably would.
Now there are 2 video games. You have to choose one of these, and these aren't a specific video game. It's just the idea of this video game. You've got a video game that you know going in is a bad game. Not like legendarily bad, not Super Mario or not Superman 64 bad, but but bad.
E.T.
I don't, you know. But you get to play from beginning to end, the entire game. Now, the other game is a pretty good game, not legendarily great, not iconic, but a very good game. But essentially, it's kind of a demo, maybe a little more depth than a demo, but you don't get, it's more of a teaser than anything, and you can't go and look up on the internet afterwards and just research how great this game is, or the full version is going to be. Which do you play for yourself?
Probably the bad game.
Okay.
And once again, you didn't state the length of the demo. I'm assuming maybe most demos are like an hour, maybe a 2, and maybe it's going to be fun. But if we're playing this all fucking day, I'm going to get to the point where I don't care if it's the God's gift of gaming. I'm just over it. Like that Kingdoms of Amalur demo we played. It's fun, but I've done everything I can do. Now I'm literally just beating a wall with my head. At least with a bad game, I can actually kind of have fun. Like, I like bad movies. I watch bad movies. They're fucking terrible, but there's something about them that's slightly endearing. I've played some Battle Master. That's a terrible fucking game. But playing a game so bad, you kind of revel in it. If you don't have a bad experience, you can't have anything to compare a good experience to. At the very least, I see a start, I see a beginning, I can see a finish. I actually, on my day off, conquered this big steaming pile of shit. It's very rarely you had the wherewithal to go through it all. And I actually say that would give me a sense of accomplishment and a funny story. I could say, like, yeah, that game, yeah, I fucking beat that game. I played that on my day off. It became a quest to conquer it, even though it's shitty.
And originally, I had, in my mind, you said it faster than me, but I was going to pick the bad game too. As you were talking, I kind of got to thinking, okay, demos, you're right, we don't really know the length of the demo. Some are longer, some are shorter. So I instantly thought of, like, a beta. And the first one that came to mind, obviously, we just played in, was the Elder Scrolls Online. And even though it was unfinished, it was a crappy demo, I still played through the game. I got to experience a lot of it. It wasn't full featured. I didn't get to play all the way up to level 50 or whatever. But I got to experience enough about it to go, that game is fucking awesome. Maybe it's just a demo, maybe it's just a beta, but when it comes out, I'm gonna fucking buy that. And I got to put as much time into it as needed to understand that, yes, this is just a cheap demo beta thing, but as soon as it comes out, that game is mine, it's gonna be fucking awesome. And now, not only do I get to avoid a shitty game, now I get to put the experience and the time and the research into a demo game, so when the full feature game does come out, now I know what I'm going to do and how much I'm going to enjoy it.
You know, at the beginning of the argument, Jeremy's argument was kind of generic at the beginning. It was very generic and in a decent argument considering what the topic was, and that was for O'Brien, because O'Brien had the argument of, you know, this kind of changes your perspective on gaming and kind of spun it forward, but The reason I'm going to go with Jeremy on this is just literally that last point you made, is that there is something to look forward to past that. There is, you do kind of wet your whistle with that, and that is, had you not said that, you would have lost that. And honestly, it would have been steamrolled.
If it's more about the fact that you'd like it later, I'll agree, but the fact is that's not a demo.
Hey.
That's a beta.
Hey.
No,
I argued at the point that I had.
That is like something you play for days and days and days because it's a beta.
And that's why I discredited for the most part the entire beta argument, but the fact that you know, even demo or beta, you were able to spin that forward and to go that, you know, you didn't waste the Saturday.
I was definitely behind the 8 ball.
Yes.
Argument. You had the answer I wanted to argue. So, I wasn't even listening to what you said. I was busy thinking, how the fuck do I get out of this hole? Ugh.
Okay.
Anyway.
Trying to usually figure out my way into holes, but
into a hole. So, real quick, before we get into the next game, the Feudgasm, what are our scores?
You have 3, I have 2, Andrew has 1.
Back to normal.
that's right, back to the normal ways of the game.
All right, so we're going to get into the Feudgasm.
Yeah.
All right, my category, top 10 goriest video games. Now, I want to preface this. Remember what we're doing, what we're playing, who made the list. So don't go all fucking crazy old school on it, right?
So I shouldn't be like Mappy Land or anything.
Mappy Land, holy shit.
That was a
That's why I'm here.
cheap, shitty knockoff Mario. Ready?
Mappy Land wasn't all bad. You want to call Andrew?
Yep.
Who's calling it?
Andrew's
call
going to call.
All right, in the air.
Tails.
Always tails. It's heads.
So, top 10 Goriest. We got to think of the people who did this fucking gas list.
I'm saying don't go back to like Slaughterhouse.
That should be number 1. It's obviously not on the list. Not you ruin that. I might have said that later. You're hurting Andrew here.
No, I'm just making
I'm just
sure.
fine.
I
that-
might have fucking
I'm just
said
making
it.
sure that
You
you
might be
know.
helping me.
It's Slaughter.
I'm just
Slaughterhouse.
making sure you know where
No, I
the
wouldn't have
list
said
is headed.
no one.
Yeah. You know, I think it's a gory game, but I don't know if they're going to count Dead Space.
Dead Space is on here. It is number 7.
You know, actually, that was my guess. That was,
Was it?
legit. That was legitimately my guess.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was gonna go Dead Space. I'm gonna go Manhunt.
Man, that's number 2.
That's fair.
Number 2.
Then, Postal?
Postal's
Are you serious? Postal's
11.
Postal's more brutal than Manhunt, I think, in general. Manhunt's more visceral, but
I want to take a break. The first quote on Manhunt, when I look up gore in the dictionary, then 7 will equal 49. Balloons are for noobs and cherries are for pedophiles. My name is Sam, V-neck. My life as Liz. This is what this game is all about.
Somebody has problems. somebody needs to define professional. And
so I got an X.
Okay, I just want to say, second comment. I agree to the third power with you. Freedom of speech has no limitations. Doug E. Manhunt brought in the winners.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your guess?
I said Postal, and it was
Postal.
number 11.
That's correct. It is number 11.
Gory, you said, not graphic, but gory.
Goriest is the word they used.
Ugh. This is gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna try and get some nostalgia's sake on this. I'm gonna go Mortal Kombat because that was one of the first. Not even on there, is it?
It is number 3.
Call of Duty.
No,
I don't know, dude.
there's like 3 on here that you guys still haven't gotten that are big gory games.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. This is not a good guess. Fallout.
No.
I just figured because of Fallout and gibleting things and like, I just kind of figured it was a stretch.
God of War?
God of War is number 9.
Oh, wow.
I knew it was on there.
That's a good one. That's a good call. I wouldn't have went there. Man, I might be fucking. I think I'm gonna get. I don't know that I have.
I mean, there's still some really big
No,
games.
and I know that's what's gonna happen is I'm gonna.
One I haven't heard of, so that's good.
It's another bad guess. Duke Nukem. It's not gonna be on there.
No,
Something just exploding people with rockets and shit. But I mean, I am a fucking adult.
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil is number 5.
I'll go Silent Hill.
Silent Hill is not on here.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah.
me then. Well,
You have
actually, I
points
need
to win, or do you need to steal?
No, I'll say
I got 3 X's.
yeah, but you have more
If
points
he's
than
up-
I
Oh
do.
yeah.
You have more points than I do. So I still got to get one here.
You've got number 1 is still out. Number 4, number 8, and number 10.
1, 4, 8, 10.
Still some big titles.
I'm gonna go with Left 4 Dead.
Left 4 Dead is number 13.
I should go with like Dead Rising or something.
Dead Rising is number
Fuck.
4.
Yeah.
What's number 1?
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
That
was pretty gory.
Yeah, with
You had the
chainsaw.
chainsaw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was definitely gory.
Also on the list, Mad World was a Wii game.
Oh yeah, that was like crazy weird. Like you had to like fight these, go inside like demons and do all this. I remember like,
Huh.
I thought you worked at GameStop at that time.
it sounds
and
familiar.
it was like a mature and like a seriously gory game. I remember that game.
And the last one was BioShock.
Fair enough.
More gritty, scary than gory.
Agreed.
Okay.
But you took the big drill and you drilled people.
Gears
in
of
the chest
War,
and
man.
shit.
That's I knew there'd be one that I would cringe on whenever I heard Gears
Yeah,
of
I
War.
would say it's a bad list necessarily.
No. It was different.
Yeah.
What classifies gory is the
Yeah.
question you have to ask yourself.
And I honestly I just blanked, and so my 2 of my guesses were just shit that I knew.
I had
no
2
shit.
right, 11 and 13.
yeah. Postal and Left 4 Dead.
Which I still think Postal is more violent than every game on the list, probably. You didn't pee
Probably
on-
not Manhunt.
Maybe not. Well, in Manhunt,
Gory-wise.
in Manhunt, you never set anybody on fire and pissed on their dead ashes.
No, but pissing's not gory.
No, but on a body you just beat to death and then set a flame.
True.
It's pretty brutal.
It is brutal. It's more brutal than, like, probably Dead
I would put
Rising.
Manhunt probably first, but Manhunt's not really gory. You kill people in different ways, but it's more visceral.
That's
Yeah.
literally where I was going to use.
You take a crowbar and you jam it in their spine and crank it back. You know, that's the thing, is that's not really gore because you're not seeing it all happen, but it's like, oh my fucking god, he just did that. Yeah. So anyway, on to Andrew then. He's going to have a list for us.
All right. So this one I guarantee you're going to get. This list is going to. You're going to get everyone on this list. All 10 of them you're going to get. There's
Oh,
Maybe that was a bold statement.
that is a bold statement.
it is. Because I have faith in you guys.
Yeah?
That's not it at all. It's a really easy list.
Oh.
Best World of Warcraft classes. So
I got it.
It's depending on what you guys think are the best classes. Even though you guys.
So we're ordering them.
And you realize the sad thing is we haven't played WoW in a while.
Well, best is so subjective anyway.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah.
this list could be like different when people are like, oh, this class is OP compared to what we thought was OP on the changes
Exactly.
back then. But that would make it kind of fun. It's a little random. By a little, I mean
A lot random.
completely random.
Let's flip
okay.
a coin.
All right, let's flip a coin.
I'll go with heads.
It's heads.
All right.
Nice.
How fortuitous.
What are you guessing is the best World of Warcraft class?
I'm going to go Pally.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
Number 4.
See,
Wow.
shit changed, man. Back when we were at Pally was OP
Pally
in
was the
every
shit.
every format of the game.
Rep Pally, OP. They were damage per hour at one point.
They were.
DPH,
Yeah, but then they became like amazing damage. They were like the best tank, and they were also like one of the best healers.
AFK tank.
Pretty much.
Best classes. I'm gonna say Death Knight.
Number 2.
See, I
Okay.
fucking forgot that even more Death Knights after a while. I'm gonna go Chamois.
Number 6.
The cloth or
Yeah, chamois
Sham
cloth.
Wow.
You know, as I say chamois, I realize it's not what I meant to say at all. I think I just looked at Andrew and
Thought Sham.
you
That's
had,
right.
You had trannies on the mind.
I look at Andrew. I know that's a shaman. Right
Shaman's
there.
right, baby. Harness the elements.
Let's go with, since they're versatile, let's go with Druid.
You, sir.
He got number one, didn't
He
he?
got number one.
That's exactly what I was gonna fucking
I knew.
say.
I knew
said-
as soon as you said.
And
you
you
didn't mean
saw
to say
my
that.
face.
Yeah.
I meant to. Fuck. I'm gonna lose just because of that. Because there's gonna be no X's. Let me tell you that. Rogues.
Number 8.
Fuck me.
Wow. I was not anticipating that. So we got 3 floating out there.
3, 5, 7, 9, and 10.
I'm going to say Warlock.
That'd be number 7.
Damn.
Tits.
It can't be on the list.
Should be.
It's number 12.
Tits are always relevant. Always relevant. I'm trying to think of all.
I thought for sure Paladin would be number 1.
Apparently not. Druid OP.
Druid OP.
No, I don't even know what the fuck to do anymore. Probably everything.
Everything like they always did. Yeah. I'm gonna go priest just because they have 2 roles.
9.
I played a fucking priest and I wasn't going to say that. I mean, just because we haven't said it yet, I'll say mage.
You, sir, get the X of the day.
Oh
Really?
my god!
Mage didn't make the list?
My stomping ground.
Mage got shit on. Noobs.
Wow.
Still must 3 still lurking out there.
Yeah, I have to get that to have a shot here.
3, 5, and 10.
3, 5, and 10.
I'm gonna go warrior.
That's number 3.
There we go.
5 and 10.
Let's go monk.
Guessed wrong. Number 10.
So I'm gonna go hunter.
That'll do number 5.
Well, let me tell you, because I have to do the math here.
Uh-oh.
24.
Damn it. So
10.
you thought because it was newer, it would be...
Oh yeah, I got that one by a landslide actually.
Really?
Yeah, because you got 9 and 10, but then you got 4 and 1. That's it.
Yeah.
You got an X. I got 7, 5, 3, 2, 8, and 6.
He had 1 and 2, though. Or
He did.
he had 1, 2, and... Oh, you got 3, though. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I got 3, I got 4, I got 5, and I got 6.
In my mind, I thought JJ was winning that one.
So did I.
He was until I got 3, and then he only got 1, and then I got another 6 on top of that.
Oh, well, that'll do.
Because I had
He's cheating. He's
17,
fucking cooking the books over here.
25. I had 31 to his 25.
Huh.
wasn't a landslide then.
No, but I mean, because how far I was back, because you
Yeah.
had 1 and 2.
I guessed wrong and you guessed right 2 times.
Yeah, well, honestly, yeah.
Because I got the X and 10.
Yeah, because if you got 6,
And you got Warrior
10,
and Hunter.
29.
And honestly, I had
oh,
Warrior
yeah.
in my head the entire time, but nobody played Warriors when we played.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right. I guess I shall take a turn at the wheel here.
Do it.
Okay, I got one here. And this may be a little bit of fun here.
Yeah?
Okay. Mario characters that deserve their own game. They may be in a game. They do not have their own, but they deserve it, according to this fucking populace
Random
here.
population.
All of our listeners, by the way, need to go vote on this fucking thing.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, this
and
is
improve it. So at least we have somebody to blame if it still stays shit.
Yeah. I'll call it since I haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to go heads.
Heads it is.
Okay, so now I've got to nix the people that already have their own game.
Obviously, if you guess somebody that's not on the list like that, I'm going to just have to chalk you up as a moron.
First person I'm going to say is... Let's go with Peach.
Turn down for what?
God damn it.
I know, that's your fault. By the way, Peach, she ain't on it.
Wow.
Whoa!
Apparently, everybody's tired of that whore.
It was between 2 people that I was going to pick first.
And you picked wrong. You
I
chose
chose so
Paul.
poorly.
I'm going to go Bowser.
Bowser.
It's got to be there.
Bowser's got to be on there.
Mm-mm.
Whoa! This list, though.
This list, though,
Toad.
Toad is on there.
that's offensive.
Toad is number 2.
Okay.
Who the fuck?
Toad and Peach were my first 2 picks.
But Toad...
In fairness, maybe Bowser has a game that says, but because I don't see Bowser. Oh, Bowser's 15, by the way.
To be fair, Toad was in Mario 2 as a playable character. That's the only reason I chose Toad and Peach.
That's...
There's lots of good people on here, buddy.
Well, because he's got his own... I forget if he's got his own fucking game or not, because he would be number 1, but I don't know if he's got his own... I think he's got his own game. I can't do it.
Just remember, it doesn't have to be a main big character for both of you. Just relax,
know.
both of you. You're fine. There's lots on here. You guys know.
I'm not worried. I got plenty in my
I'm going to say
brain.
Boo.
Boo is on there.
I thought you were just trying to scare me.
Ha!
He don't find you. It is number 5.
I kind of figured he'd be mid-list.
Okay. I'm going to say Birdo.
Birdo is number 6.
Oh, well, there you go. We got 5 and 6 out the way.
At the middle of the pack, my friends.
Who's number 1?
I don't know. Who is number 1?
Who did I just say?
Boo.
Boo, yeah.
I should have told you.
Dry Bones.
should've
I
told
wasn't going to
you.
say Boo again, I just...
Dry Bones isn't on there.
Wow. Let's say... Damn it. Let's say Waluigi.
He's number 10.
Oh!
I was going to say him, but I'm like... If Peach isn't on there, Daisy's not going to be on there, then to go that route. And if she is, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, that is very stupid.
Because I'm fucked anyway.
Not necessarily.
no.
I've only got 3, 6, and 10.
Yeah,
Or 2, 6, and 10.
the points are definitely valid, but just Andrew has 2 X's. Andrew needs to get one on the list here.
I'll go Shy Guy.
Nope.
I was going to say Goomba next.
Andrew, you know what number 1 was?
I have no clue what number 1 was, obviously.
You already stated her name.
Daisy was number 1?
Daisy's number 1.
Peach didn't make the list, but Daisy is number 1.
Princess
That's the stupidest shit
Princess
I've
Rosalina is 3.
Who the fuck? Oh, that's from the new one. That's from Galaxies.
Yeah. Toadette is 4.
Toadette? Would have never guessed Toadette.
PD Piranha is number 7.
That was the
gonna
next
guess
one I was
Chain
going to
Chomp.
say.
I was going to guess Chain Chomp.
Kamek.
The fuck is that?
I don't know. And number 9 is Shadow Mario.
Ugh. That list got way worse.
From Super Mario Sunshine.
Way quick.
Lakitu, Shy Guy is 12, Meta Mario, Fancy Pants, Koopa, Fire Flower.
You know, honestly, I don't even feel bad about losing that one because
I would feel
when
bad
you
if
said
I
that, I was
said
thinking,
Daisy.
oh, just say Daisy. Just say it will make this exciting.
like I mean, like
Because at that point,
if I would have said Daisy had you not said Peach.
you
If
really,
you had not said Peach and she wasn't off the list, I mean, like,
if you
Well,
said
if I would've
Daisy,
said
you would have
Peach,
had 1
you would
point
have.
above him.
yeah, I know, and I don't even feel bad about it because
To be
I
fair,
No.
I was going to say PD Piranha.
Were you?
I was
Yeah.
going to say Goomba, then PD Piranha.
There's some tough ones on there, but there's still some people, like, maybe Peach has a game? Or maybe people just are tired of Peach in general because she's always fucking there.
Maybe she has a game. Do we not know about a Peach game?
I don't think so.
But how can Daisy be over like Bowser too? I mean, like Bowser. I mean, like he's iconic enough, and he's always fucking there.
I agree. I would have said Bowser been number 1.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's why I went with him first, and just
Wow.
he's a fucking dragon turtle thing. I mean,
Because they're all playable in some form, in like Mario Golf or Mario
Racing.
Party
Yeah.
or racing. So they all have their playable aspect, including Daisy. But for some reason, people want to see Daisy.
Wow.
maybe she got tits.
Do a dollop of Daisy.
So that's the end of the game. You're the winner, JJ.
Oh yeah, I am winning.
Congratulations, sir.
4-3-2.
You cocksuckers.
That's right.
Just so everybody knows, we had no fail safe if Andrew would have won that, and we would have had a 3-way tie.
We had no way. We really
had
didn't.
we didn't even think about that possibility.
Divided by 0.
But it almost happened.
But it didn't. So
Yeah. Well, we gotta come up with something. In case
We
it
do.
does.
So the game that we play normally would not work for 3 of us.
no, that'd be
No.
really interesting. So we're gonna have to figure something out.
We could do like a best of 5 or some
Oh,
shit.
dear
God.
To like,
Have the 4-hour-long
Yeah.
podcast for the fucking game.
all right.
But you know what though?
We are moving on to.
There's this game that I played so much of.
Do you play
You
so
played
much
so much of that game?
What game?
I would even go ahead and say that we played so much of.
Oh.
The proverbial we or 2 of us we?
We all didn't necessarily play it all together, or very much together, but I know I played more with you. But I know that we all played it, and Michael even probably played a lot of it. Mario Kart.
Ooh.
I mean Mario Kart in the royal sense of Mario Kart, all of the Mario Kart.
So you're not picking out one in particular.
Mine for me was 64. Actually, Super Nintendo. I played a lot of Super Nintendo. And then when I bought the reason I picked Mario Kart is when I bought my Nintendo 64, I was thinking about different systems that I had a great time with. And as we've all said, that 64 may not be the best system in the world, but we all have very fond memories of a handful of games that were a big deal in 64.
Oh yeah.
For us.
I remember when I bought the 64, I bought one game with it. It was Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
That was before I kind of knew about GoldenEye. I mean, like, that was before GoldenEye got all the steam that it got. It was Mario Kart. I remember sitting down with my family. We played Mario Kart day one. My stepdad.
Yeah.
We played that just day one, and it was on from there. I remember playing. I actually played through the game. We beat the shit out of the game on all the different CCs. We played a lot of battle. Battle was really good.
The battle with the 3 balloons.
And like
Good times.
making out your own like defensive fortresses with the fucking fake question
Bananas
marks and
shit, yeah.
The tracks were really good, and then even kind of like going through the time trials, which I fucking hate racing games. I hate racing, and I hate racing games. So for me to play a game like that, and get me as enthralled as I was, and just play the time trials, and we would do it trying to sneak across all the shortcuts and trying to get the 5-second laps on Wario
Stadium.
Yeah, Wario Stadium. I mean,
I can
It's
name
ageless.
probably 90% of that.
By the way, it really is
yeah,
a timeless
timeless,
game.
yeah.
It's a game that's transcended everything.
Yeah.
You're picking a game that has something to do with everybody. Everybody's played fucking Mario Kart.
And by the way, have you seen the screenshots for the new one?
I have not.
Holy fuck, does it look awesome! Especially for the Wii. They're bringing back Rainbow Road, and apparently
Did Rainbow Road leave?
No, well, obviously they're bringing it back. That's my point.
Oh, okay.
But they're bringing it back apparently in like 3 iterations. It's just like 3 different.
Because it was
Rainbow
on
Road tracks.
the first one on Wii, but not.
I think it's been on. I think it's been on every Mario Kart game.
I know it was on the
thought
first
so.
two. Yeah, I know it was on the first
Yeah.
two for sure.
Well, that's a random thought too. We always talk about nostalgia, and you picked a series of games. That's one of the games that, believe it or not, the first one I played, although it's my second favorite, is not my favorite.
Oh,
my
no.
favorite's Double Dash.
Oh, by far, Double Dash.
You know,
is the best.
I never played Double. I played like 2 or 3 matches on Double Dash.
Really?
I never got around to playing it.
Me and my wife played a ton of Double
I
Dash.
played so much Double Dash.
Dude, seriously, like she got me as a gift before we were married, the GameCube when it came out,
What a
and
shitty gift. No, I'm just kidding.
I was fucking excited. We played Super Mario Sunshine all night.
I played the fuck out of some GameCube.
Air quotes, Super Mario Sunshine all night. I was kidding. No, but we played a lot of Double Dash. I mean, she loved that game. That's a game that anybody can have fun
Oh, yeah.
with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, any Mario Kart for that matter. But
Favorite characters?
You know, I originally started playing on the original on Super Nintendo. I played a lot of Toad because it was very well rounded. Then I actually moved into like Bowser, more the
you were the
Bruiser.
tank guy,
Yeah,
huh?
that's right.
I was a Yoshi guy on 64.
on 64, despite my affinities for Luigi, who is normally Baby Luigi on Double Dash.
Oh yeah, Baby Mario
Luigi,
and Baby Luigi.
Baby
were mine.
Luigi all the way. It was normally Toad.
Yeah.
Because Toad was actually my favorite character on Super Mario Bros. 2 for the most part.
Yeah.
I like Toad. I just like Toad anyways. I just think it's kind of funny. He's a mushroom dude. But Baby Luigi's where it's at.
I always pick Baby Mario, Baby Luigi in the Baby Kart.
Yep.
And they weren't perfect games either. Early on, especially, they had a lot of glitches.
Oh yeah.
A lot of like track glitches, especially, and then also like the comeback mechanics. Being the lightning bolts and the spike
Blue
shell.
shell.
Yeah, the spike shells were
Fucking blue shell.
and honestly almost even worse than the blue shell.
It's the worst thing ever in gaming,
Yeah,
right?
it might be one of the worst things.
In a way, though, like you could always slow down and like get the number one person hit though too.
No.
Oh yeah, because it locked onto you when you were
locked on
yeah,
wherever you were
couldn't.
when it was launched.
I will say the triple red shells was pretty nasty too. If you were good with them and didn't just fire them all instantaneously like an
Wait
ass.
till they hit.
And that's 3 spots. I mean, if you're in a mid race, you're gonna put yourself at least in second.
Yeah.
And sometimes it felt like the computer just kind of got the right thing at the right time when you were playing on the hardest difficulty. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he got a blue shell. He got lightning. And it happens. That's the only thing, the old school Nintendo way of, man, we just got to fuck this guy up.
Well, the best thing about playing those games, playing Mario Kart, was not the playing with the computer. It was playing 4 people. Because when you play with 4 people, the computer wasn't there.
Oh, agreed.
So people would save, like on Wario Stadium. There's that ramp that went over another part of the track. And if you were lightning bolted and you were small, you didn't have the speed to make that jump. So people would wait to use their lightning bolt while you were on the ramp, and you'd go, "Ah, wah, 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 wah," and you'd spin out and then fall into the track. And that was just, oh god, that was infuriating.
But I will say, I kind of wish that on like 64 they had let whenever you played the 4-player split screen, they had still had the computer in there. I thought that was, the track being that empty seemed weird to me. And I mean, like I know it made it more of a competitive thing. You didn't have the computer to worry about. But I
don't know if they could have. I don't know if
the technology
they would have had the technology to put those 6 extra carts or 4 extra carts on all 4 screens.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
I never thought about it like that.
It would have been kind of a clustered screen, but the point is, I agree with Andrew. It's like, it would be kind of empty, and it sucks to get hit by a computer, but at the same time, it just, I don't know.
And see, like in a game like that, I don't mind the randomness because I'm not trying to emulate realism here. I don't give a fuck about NASCAR or any other sort of racing. I want racing that I can shoot people.
NASCAR should have all of those things, by the way.
Red shells.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I just think
Throw
they should have
banana
landmines.
pills.
Yeah.
Just landmines in general.
Throw hand grenades at each other.
That's right. I would watch NASCAR.
Yeah.
Dirt, I'll shoot you, dirt.
It's
It'd
actually
be
a pretty
one
good
race. Everybody would die.
You realize that's kind of the dream,
Yeah,
right?
that's the point.
So let's petition NASCAR to do this. I don't think they'll listen to us.
No, I don't think so. I really like. I never ever in a million years would buy a Wii U other than Mario Kart
Smash
and
Brothers.
Smash Brothers. That's it. And I would own a Wii U Mario Party.
And maybe Link games. If
Even
you're
that.
already buying it,
If
that's
I'm
the
already
only
buying
thing.
it, yeah.
It's the thing about it. It's like, oh, I'll buy it for this. One great thing about Nintendo, I'll buy it for that game, but you'll buy others. Question, as I'll ask the audience here, best spin-off of a Mario series? I have all the other Marios, like Mario sports games, Mario parties, all the Mario games. Do you think Kart's your favorite spin-off?
I mean, if you count Smash Brothers, which I don't think Smash Brothers is technically a
I
spin-off.
count that as a spin-off.
Oh, Smash
I
Brothers.
have to say Smash. Very, very close second is Mario Kart.
You
Those
know,
are my top 2 by far.
The sports games, golf was very fun.
golf was
is a
amazing.
close third.
So
Baseball
amazing.
was really good.
Baseball's awesome. Honestly, even soccer was fun. How did you make a fucking sport like soccer fun? I don't know. I'd play Mario
It had
Hockey.
it had action in it.
We were scoring. Or
You actually could score goals, and
there was an actual clock, too. It didn't just stop.
And you played with people that you cared about.
you didn't have
Yeah,
quote-unquote
I
stoppage
did. I
time.
wasn't
You weren't there
playing
for
with
73 hours.
Horatio or something.
Yeah.
I know it's Ronaldo. I just don't care.
Same thing. Tomato, tomato.
Whatever. Just some guy.
Mario Party's up there.
See, honestly, I would probably say my number one is probably Mario Party.
See, I can't do it because after a while it just gets fucking boring.
But my best memories of playing a non-Mario game that was like not Mario
Mario
was
Party.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like playing, because that was only, I mean, once again, me and my wife played a lot of that, but me and like Jimbo,
Actually, I didn't play much Mario Party with you.
You played a
guys.
little bit.
I played a couple.
Wesley
shit
with
ton.
his fucking
with his fucking
crazy
patch
blister
in his
hand.
Yeah.
and the first one especially was fucking hard. Some of those mini games, like they
Some
were
of those
brutal.
are still hard.
So I think that was probably my favorite spinoff. But the thing is, number 2 for me might actually be Mario Kart. I mean, they're all really close, but God, Mario Kart's a really amazing game.
And I don't think I mean, obviously I'm not Nintendo, but I don't think when they made it, they're like, this is going to be the next fucking big thing. I think they're just like, we'll put Mario people in. I mean, like,
Because it was kind of the first spinoff.
yeah, and like, what was it? Koopa was in the Koopa Troopa was in. He was a playable character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that was he was just
Wasn't Dry Bones in Double Dash?
I believe so.
Was it?
That's something I do like about the later ones. The later ones have so many fun characters.
Yeah.
Shy Guy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
And I think it's just a really, really neat game. A very fortuitous game for them. Because I don't know if they thought it was going to blow up like it did or be as quality of a game, and they found themselves, as Nintendo usually does, with a gem that they didn't expect to find.
Look at every one of their first-party titles.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, other than Dr. Mario, they had not stepped outside of a normal traditional platformer for Mario until that point. And this is not saying this correlation, but without Mario Kart, would there have been a Mario RPG? Would there be Paper Mario? Would there be all those sports games?
I have to imagine at some point, but not as...
If it was a flop?
That's if it was a flop, yeah.
I'm saying.
They might have cloistered up and said...
Yeah,
or maybe they've done
shit.
some things, but not all of them. Because a lot of those things are like, wow, it was a realization that go, wow, we can just like fucking Mario.
What genre has Mario not been in? He's been in side-scrollers, racing games.
Not a shooter, I guess.
Fighting games.
He's been in a puzzle.
Sports games.
'Cause Dr. Mario.
Puzzle games.
We've not seen FPS Mario.
RPGs. We have not seen a shooter, and we have not seen strategy or RTS. Or MOBA, I guess, if you want to count that. It's kind of a new genre.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
No,
anticipate...
they could do a Nintendo MOBA. I mean,
I'd like a Mario strategy game.
Yeah.
Conquer different kingdoms and that.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I mean, if you think about it, the next logical step would be something like that. Not an RPG, but a strategy-based or...
They need to go back to an RPG because
Or
one
a
of the most
shooter-based.
underrated
Well,
games is Super Mario Bros. RPG.
Well, that and people... Well,
Paper Mario kind of...
That's exactly what I was going to say. Paper Mario, they kind of classified, and that game went over so well. I remember selling the shit out of that game at GameStop.
The new one sold really well.
So, I mean, like, if you've got... easy. I mean, easy going back to the RPGs.
They done survival horror.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's
Oh,
Mansion.
God.
Me and we played that game. No,
Play
ad
so much
nauseam.
Luigi, man.
We did, dude. That fucking awesome theme song. Sorry. That's my new ringtone probably going to be.
Nice.
Beep, 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 beep.
But back to Mario Kart. There's an unlimited spew of memories that would flow out of my brain if we talked about this for an hour or two.
But we're not going to.
No.
Because that's one of those games I'm with you. Like, you got your 64, but I'm thinking about when I got my Super Nintendo. That's one of the games I got with it.
You know, that's my least favorite Mario Kart.
It's probably actually my second favorite.
Really?
It had less options, and I get that.
It wasn't the options, it was the controls. That's the one Mario Kart that I'm awful at.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I find it to just be atrocious.
You can still kind of power slide on that?
Yeah.
Like, there was no indicator, and they never told you that I'm aware of in the instruction book that you could power slide, but you could still power slide. There was no, but you definitely get a speed.
I think that's where power sliding came from.
And it was honestly OP as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew kind of how to do it, you're just like, oh, I'm way faster than everybody else. Fuck
Yeah.
off. And I did that a lot.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. That's the game I played a lot of with my Super Nintendo. That's the game that made me like Mario Kart.
Well, we did in fact play so much of that game.
All of those games.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It makes me want to get a Wii, or get my Wii back out and play the Mario Kart, and then get a Wii U.
Yeah, honestly, we use, it's just the first party titles.
Yep.
That's it.
That's all you
It's the
need.
only reason I'd buy it for.
Yep.
And honestly, you should probably get a Wii U before those games come out. I don't know if prices would go up or they're not going to go down, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can't
As these
imagine.
bigger titles come out, they're not going to drop in price.
Because this is what people are finally starting to jump on the bandwagon. That's what it's going to be for
they're
those
finally
games.
going, finally,
Support.
Yeah.
Because whether it be a flop or not, it's not going to just disappear and Nintendo's going to go, well, we're not going to sell anymore.
Yeah. We're done.
Yeah, it doesn't work
we don't
that
like
way.
we don't like money.
Yeah.
They're going to put out their big stuff. They're going to sell a fuck ton. People are going to buy for those titles, and we're going to be ready to roll.
Yeah. So I guess that's it. I mean, we kind of ran that one into the ground. There's not much more you can say.
No, I mean it's a pretty simple game, but there's a decent amount to talk about. So
I would say recommending everybody play. They probably have all played it.
Oh yeah.
at least one of them, maybe not all of them, but
Go back and play Double Dash.
Please go play Double Dash. My God, that is by far my favorite.
Borderline perfection.
Yeah. It doesn't get much better than Double Dash.
well, I guess we're done now. But we should look at the new games coming out.
Yeah.
What do you got cooking?
All right, we're done with looking at the new games that just came out.
So no games. is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
nothing that anybody cares
That's a good
about.
list. I like it. I mean, there's no filler.
Yeah.
Just the high points.
We
It
got
was-
a lot of time out of that topic.
We did.
All right.
Bye.
That's going to do it for the show. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you later.
Whenever it is. All right.
Deuces.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Gamegasm podcast.